U.S. Air is beginning a campaign to restore passenger confidence. I think just two little words will do that. We've landed. Airline travelers' complaints have risen 22% over the last year. The single most common complaint was, they lost my baggage, followed closely by, I didn't like being in that fiery plane crash. A new airport planned for San Diego would actually be located 3 miles out in the Pacific Ocean, built on 40 by 20-foot floating cylinders. It's all part of a plan by city officials to have a huge disaster. As of next week, ValueJet Airlines says it will discontinue service to Mobile, Alabama. According to airline executives, this cost-cutting measure is expected to save the company over $200. After American Airlines decided this week to cut fares by 50%, the 4 other major airlines said they would match the bargain ticket prices. Also fighting to stay competitive, discount carrier ValueJet announced that it will now accept stolen credit cards and bad checks. Blimpies has started supplying subs for Delta Airlines to serve in its flight, and in return, Delta is giving Blimpies barf bags to hand out in its restaurants. In an interview last week, administrators of the FAA, David R. Hinson, explained why English is the only language used by pilots around the world. It turns out all the other languages are weird. Can't even hardly understand most of them. In honor of this year's Academy Awards, Carnival Airlines is offering anyone named Oscar a free flight to or from Los Angeles. The airline had tried a similar promotion in the past for the Tony Awards, but according to airline spokesmen, they found that their planes were packed with too many, quote, greasy Italians. The Federal Aviation Administration has come up with a list of 30 changes to make air travel safer. Number 1 on the list, no more crashes. They've decided to... This week, TWA announced plans to reconstruct the Boeing 747 that exploded in Flight 800. Man, talk about cheap, huh? These characters. Trying to save a few bucks by rebuilding a... It's ridiculous. I don't know what I'm talking. In order to cut down on in-flight fatalities, American Airlines has decided to upgrade the medical kits on all its planes. Each kit will now contain common life-saving drugs, a heart defibrillator, and a spare plane. In aviation news, a new study suggests there might be more survivors of plane crashes if all seats were equipped with airbags. According to the study, this is especially true for plane crashes under 50 miles per hour. The other ones, it doesn't do much good. A top aviation watchdog group warned this week that the nation's airlines are vulnerable to terrorist attack. The biggest problem, apparently, watchdog groups pointing out to terrorists that airlines are vulnerable to attack. That's all right. 2 months later, we still haven't found Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. This looks like the work of Joran Vandersloot. Remember that character?
Yes. No.
You don't remember him?
He's one who allegedly... Well,
Now, this is a different Malaysian Air Force joke.
The pilot's last words, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane. That could be, yeah, that could be. You're giving me these great jokes, okay. Malaysian Flight 370 is still missing. You know where they're going to find it? The last place they look.
Now, is that the best one?
Kind of
or is this better? There's two Malaysians. We can't
That's a joke, kind of joke. Why you define something? Why is it always the last place you look? Because you stop looking.
A Joe Pine
So that's
joke?
a joke. That's a comment. That's a very bright joke.
It's not only a joke, it's a comment. The search continues in the Indian Ocean for the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 as they listen and try to follow the pings. These guys sound like me always listening for pings. The pings are my Chinese neighbors. Jim and Ellen.
You know, I'm old enough to remember back to simpler, more innocent times when the worst thing you'd hear about the news was hijacked jetliners flying into buildings.
Oh, now, Gilbert, you're going to get into trouble again.
It takes forever, not forever, but it takes years of training to get a pilot's license. But it only takes a couple of minutes to steal a pilot's jacket and hat. And then do some, terrorist act, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I was not living because I was thinking it was going to be a terrorist.
You were worried about a terrorist act.
I was a little nervous.
Did you see Olympus Has Fallen?
No.
Wow.
This week I learned, just because I masturbated to that picture of a guy falling to his death on 9/11 doesn't mean I have to share it.
Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy.
Oh, 9/11.
You know, oh, don't laugh at 9/11
What?
again. 9/11. I tried to tell him not to laugh.
Adam.
I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
You're kidding me.
No! We just found out that Norm MacDonald passed away. Oh my God. I love Norm MacDonald.
He's young. And there it goes.
I don't know what to say.
Me either.
Yeah, we worked together on Last Comic Standing. I took the job because I wanted to work with Norm MacDonald, and we fought every day.
You fought with him?
We not like getting, but we would joke back and forth with each other, and it took a little while for us to gel. You know, that he would say something and I would make fun of it, and he was like, "Why is the host making fun of the judge?"
When you were at the ATM machine, you were no longer a black guy. You were a human being.
That was great. Almost racist, but then you got it right under the bar, Norm. That's why I love you. Keep it going for DC Urban, everybody. Great job, please.
Devastated, Conan O'Brien writing, Norm had the most unique comedic voice I have ever encountered, and he was so relentlessly and uncompromisingly funny. I will never laugh that hard again. Jim Carrey calling him a dear friend, saying he was one of our most precious gems, an honest and courageous comedy genius. I love him. Whitney Cummings tweeted, Norm is the pinnacle of bravery and originality. Senator Bob Dole, who MacDonald often played on SNL, sharing a photo with the caption, he was a great talent, and I loved laughing with him on SNL. Bob Dole will miss Norm MacDonald.
There's no chance of you running for president again?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, really? Because, it'd be good for me.
And the Laugh Factory's marquee in Hollywood tonight lit up with McDonald's bright smile and the message, make God laugh.
I like it with the Laugh Factory. It says, God says, when a guy dies. Didn't a comic die recently?
Like Jonathan
Winters. So then they'll say,
Make God laugh.
make God laugh. What does it say?
Make God laugh.
Jonathan Winters, make God laugh.
Some really sad news today. We have lost an absolute comedy legend. I'm sure you'll have seen this in the news today. Norm MacDonald passed away today far too soon, far too young, after a 9-year battle with cancer, a battle that Norm never told anybody about, because all Norm ever wanted to do was to make us laugh. And he was absolutely brilliant at it. He said, Mickey Mouse is huge at Disney World. If you see Mickey Mouse at Disney World, you're like, kids, go on get him. Oh, it's Mickey Mouse. He goes, you see that same Mickey Mouse in a 7-Eleven, you are holding your kids back like, whoa. Because he's only big within the confines of Disneyland.
He took a picture with a child.
Yeah.
And the child slipped from his hands, from Mickey Mouse's hands. Oh, no. Fortunately, Mickey Mouse has huge shoes, so the shoes broke the child's fall, and thank goodness for that. And he was fine, but he was crying, and everyone was concerned. Oh, except Mickey Mouse had a big smile, like he can't.
Yeah, you're right. He was completely nonplussed.
That's great.
He was not nonplussed. He was unaffected.
I always think about this. I wrote it down because I wanted to make sure I got it right. This is my favorite Weekend Update joke of all time that I think about often. It is a perfect Norm joke. The richest girl in the world, billionaire Athena Onassis, celebrated her 10th birthday this week. What's it like to be the richest girl in the world? Well, to give you some idea, at the party, they had 2 cakes.
The richest girl in the world, billionaire Athena Onassis, celebrated her 10th birthday this week. What's it like to be the richest girl in the world? Well, to give you some idea, at the party, they had 2 cakes.
SNL 40th was a few years ago. I got to stand on stage with Colin Quinn and Kevin Nealon and Norm. And the SNL 40th was a night where everyone just got a couple things to say. There was in an effort to find, and I remember laughing really hard, not at what Norm was saying as much as the idea that any of us thought Norm would play by anyone else's rules on any night.
We here are mere utility infielders. So right now, I'm going to introduce a man.
Right now? Over the years, I started at SNL in 2001. And I remember one time Norm walked back into the studio to visit. I don't remember how old his son was at the time, but his son was young. And someone said, hey, Norm, how's being a dad? And he said, it's going great. Still no abductions. That's the first thing I ever heard him say in person. My son was watching you on Update and said to me, you talk like Seth Meyers. And he told me that when he said that, he said, oh no, my son doesn't know how time works. He was the gold standard, and he will continue to be the gold standard, and
I've been searching for what's missing, but the answer.
How do you figure out how much to share about what goes on behind the scenes at SNL? Because I know that you were talking about Eddie not doing Bill Cosby on Howard Stern's show, and Seth Meyers wasn't crazy about that. He came out about the Ellen and said, I wouldn't have told that story.
Seth Meyers said that?
Yeah, he said, do we have the quote here? Just bring up the quote. He said, I wouldn't have told it. I feel the same way. I think when you're at SNL, you're seeing so many different things behind the scenes. There are often things to give away that are yours to give away. Norm played it in a way that is very Norm MacDonald. And he went on to praise you, but I don't know what that means. I mean, how do you choose what to reveal and what not to reveal, what to share and what not to share about an institution as powerful as SNL?
I always think, what would Seth Meyers do? It's ridiculous.
Do you have like a necklace or something with a WWSMD on it?
Yeah.
And whenever you're in a pickle, just hold that. And what would Seth do?
Yeah, because, if you really want to be really funny, then that's what you want to do. You want to think, what would make Seth Meyers laugh? That's how I live my life.
What do you think of his show?
Of what show?
The Seth Meyers Show.
It's not something I would do.
But what's interesting was at my Comedy Central roast that John Stamos was the roast master, and all of the comedians, and that's where beloved Norm MacDonald did his very memorable non-roasty tribute of doing.
No, he was reading joke from a joke book.
He said, "Saget, I'm going to do jokes from the '40s." And I went, "I don't know." I said, "Say fuck once." I don't want to do that. I don't want to make fun of you. You're my friend. And I went, I got roasted on Comedy Central. I'm going to go all over the place because I can't. I don't know what else to do. This is me just saying I love Norm. When I got roasted, I talked to him a week before the roast, and he called me and he said, Saget, I can't, this is a bad impression. I can't help but do it, though. Saget, I can't say mean things about you. You're my friend. I don't even want to do it, but I'm going to do it because it's you. And so at the roast, he called me a week out and said, I'm just going to read jokes from a 40s joke book. And I said, Norm, that's fine. I mean, you know what you're doing, but you got to curse. I don't want to do that. I said, well, just throw in an arbitrary fuck now and then. Nah, I'm not going to do that. And then you get to the roast, and okay, so what you see usually with the extended cut, which is not what it is, it's just everything about Norm is the big lie.
Bob, you have a lot of well-wishers here tonight, and a lot of them would like to throw you down a well. They want to murder you in a well. Seems a little harsh, but apparently they want to murder you in a well. It says here on this card.
There's a 20-minute version. There's 20 minutes of footage where the people that were there know what happened in the room. Half of them did and half of them didn't because they didn't know what was going on because they didn't get it. But he was just taking the shot at doing, and people are like, this was the most brilliant thing, and it was. But a great stand-up, and Norm was one of the greatest ever, knows that they're not going to, bombing is not, doesn't matter. And that's what was fearless and beautiful about him, because bombing is just part of the art, part of the performance of it. And if you can offend people and get laughs, then you're in some kind of real special ethos.
No, I think that Bob should join the Ku Klux Klan. And that's not because he's racist. He's not racist. It's just that he'd look a lot better with a hood over his head on account of his face.
He was doing that by reading these jokes, and then there were about 8 minutes that it was quiet, and that made you don't see the comedians laughing harder, but all of my friends. That's the idea of that roast was as horrible as some of the things that were said because it's a roast, and it was a different time. But Norm, of course, chose the path of dignity, and did jokes, and we were laughing on the phone the week before that he would hold the cards up to his head and do Johnny, to the face like a cauliflower.
No, but Bob has a beautiful face like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower.
But we were doing all that stuff because he idolized Johnny, as all of us did. And so they cut out the part that was bombing, and but it did. I would have loved to have seen the whole damn thing. I think the roast should have just been a bunch of people doing a bunch of horrible dick jokes and wow, some really wrong stuff on there, right? But it was funny for a lot of people. It's really split how you look at stuff from years ago, and people know what funny is. And Norm did the most brilliant thing, and I was so excited when he said, I said, you got a fucking dog face. And that if you look at the thing, I don't like looking at myself, and who does? But I like looking at me. But when he said that, that's when I was like, yeah, come on, start cursing. Just throw in arbitrary curses, because at that point he was digging out of a hole. That's what he was doing. But
straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I wasn't broken apart by you.
How fucking brilliant. Because it was so anti-roast. Because he didn't want to roast his friend. And he also didn't want to do a roast. So there's, you know, it was a good toss-up whether he was doing it because he didn't want to hurt his friend, and also he didn't want to do a roast. He didn't love the form. He didn't mind listening to the old ones, but he wasn't equipped mentally or care enough to make fun of someone. It just, you know, it seemed like a, oh, okay, that's the joke. Making fun of somebody. Oh, great format. So, of course, he's reading the sports section while the other comedians are doing their stuff, and that it's just, you know, it's brilliance. It's an Andy Kaufman type thing, or anybody who knows what comedy is and doing some kind of, it's just Norm. It's just Norm. It's what he found funny.
Bob Saget directed Norm MacDonald's movie Dirty Work. Yeah. A move that transformed Norm MacDonald into a star, Buck's employee.
And then at the end, and I thought about, do I play it on here right now? And the answer is no. You can watch it. You can see it. I mean, at the end of the thing, he got emotional, and he doesn't mean to do it. He doesn't know what he's going to say, and he doesn't do it that often.
Bob, honestly, has never had an unkind word for anybody, and I love him, and I hope everybody else does, so I just want to say that. Thank you.
He told me, you know, he loved me, and he told me publicly, and I loved him, and I love him.
Okay, good.
You're going to show both of us how to cook something fantastic today, is that correct?
Yes, we're going to do the most amazing red mullet with some fennel orange, and on the back of how bad you were last time, this is going to be cooked in a bag.
Okay, we're going to cook this in a bag.
Yes.
You are known, you clap your hands a lot,
Yes.
you yell at people, you're intimidating. This is going to go very badly.
It's nice you two guys. Now,
All
come
right,
on.
very good.
Right, first thing I want you to do is to segment an orange,
All
okay?
right.
Norm?
Yeah?
Wakey, wakey. Okay.
Well, no one else in the world says segment an orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just cut the edges off. That's what you want, right?
No,
you want
you've already started at the wrong end. Look, that's the bit there.
All right. Well,
So
okay.
just top and tail it like that. Look, come on, wake up, stand there.
I'm up to 4 segments. Why, you didn't tell me a number of segments?
No.
He wants the edges off, I
What am I
think.
supposed to do?
Hey!
Right. Okay, Norm, so go from there, look, all the way round.
Yeah.
Yes?
7 minutes of audio will play for this
Now,
whole hour.
All the way there. Once you've gone all the way
Between you two
round.
guys. All right, here we go, yeah.
Conan, pay attention, please.
Yeah,
Watch.
all right, I'm over here. I got
Okay.
my own orange going.
Okay,
All right.
watch. All the way round, so we're taking off the skin.
Yeah.
Then from there.
You're not teaching me, you're
No.
just showing off.
And then from there, that's a segment.
There you go. All right.
There you go.
Cheerio and
Left
chop
and
chop.
right.
There we go.
Off
All
you go.
right.
Now, watch your fingers.
I'll
Now.
do that.
All right.
And then after that?
All right.
Okay.
Now look at this. Mine's pretty good over
Sure.
here. There's some
Sure.
sections of skin still, but what the hell?
Where's the orange going?
And it's like 1 in the morning. Who, you know?
We'll forget that one. Right, fennel. Okay. Here we go. Now with the fennel, okay.
All right. Whoa,
So
okay.
push it off and just
Yep.
slice that down nice and thin.
That I
okay?
can do. That
okay.
looks. See, that was explained.
Watch your
I
fingers.
segmented another one.
Where's the segment?
What?
Where is it?
I threw it over there.
Oh, jeez. Okay, look.
All right, I'm doing well, Gordon. I will
That's
be
the
the
good
one.
part. That's the inside part.
Right. Okay.
All right,
okay.
stop yelling.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all right, good.
Right. That's great.
All right.
Now from there, take your bag.
All right.
Okay. Now we'll do one each. Okay.
Why would you become a cook?
Come on, Norm. Keep it together. Okay. It's not that bad. Big boy.
Okay, all right.
The word chef.
Chef,
right.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
chef. You're right. I'm sorry.
Ladies cook.
I know.
Okay. All right. Whoa.
Right. That's a joke. Oh. All right.
No, you're
Okay.
Hey! We can bleep out the swears, but when there's this going around, I can't do anything with that. What the hell was that?
I was waving.
All right, so we got the vegetables in the bag.
Okay, right, fennel.
Fennel. The fennel goes in the bag. That's what you would need the bag.
I need.
Stop it!
Okay.
None of this will air.
Okay.
You're going to show an
Okay.
old F troop in this
Right,
section.
so, Fennel.
All right, fennel in here.
Okay, on
By
there.
the way, there's a bottle of booze.
Oh, hey.
No one is supposed to be following me.
All right. So we
Oranges.
put oranges in here.
And then
This
from
is a
there,
mess.
red
Okay.
mullet.
Red mullet is a kind of fish.
Knife doesn't go in the bag.
No, I got you.
You'll slice someone's throat open, Norm.
Yeah.
Okay, right. From there, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, olive oil.
Okay, little olive oil, little
now,
aglio de oil.
Now, from there, now watch carefully, a little bit of seasoning. Okay.
Whoa, okay.
Norm, you're making me feel dizzy standing there looking busy. Right, here we go.
This is cool. I'll tell you one thing, man. I'm not eating this in years.
You haven't even tasted it
Why are we even having a cooking segment at this point? Why would there even be a cooking segment? Why would anybody even have a cooking segment with you people?
Here we go.
Ridiculous.
No, right here. Right, fold the bag over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice and tight.
All right.
Okay. And then from there, twist the paper so we
Twist the
seal the
paper.
ends.
All right.
Nice and tight.
Dad, I hope he's a magician.
Nice and tight.
A bird's gonna come out. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
All the way.
right.
All the way round.
All right.
Okay.
Chop.
Now, from there, a little hole.
A little hole.
Okay. And then from there, pour a little bit of wine in there.
It's a big waste of wine right there, buddy boy.
Okay.
All right, right
and
in
then
here.
from there, turn it round. Okay.
What?
Come on, no. You're gonna be tight. Tight.
He does it and then goes, look what Norm did.
We got to nice and tight.
This is not going to air. This will never be seen by anybody. This will never be seen by anybody.
Just concentrate.
We've learned. Okay, what does it look like at the end? Oh,
Right.
look, it just came out magically from a pan.
This is how it's cooked. As it cooks, it steams inside the bag, okay? Then you rip it open, and there you got a beautifully steamed red mullet, orange, and fennel.
It never gets better than that. Do it exactly the way we did, using the same language and the same obscene gestures. Gordon Ramsay, Norm MacDonald, my apologies. Everybody right back. Cleveland Helm is here.
What was it like working with Norm? Norm's a special guy. You know, everyone who meets Norm, you can't help but fall into his cadence. You know, yeah, Rudy, how you doing there, Rudy? I knew a guy named Rudy one time there in Toronto, you know. And then, of course, he'd go on 5 minutes later and do a corny punchline.
Everyone that meets you does an impression of you.
What?
You're one of those guys that you make such an impression on people that everyone that meets you does a Norm MacDonald.
I don't care for any of those impressions, by the way. You know how they say impressions are the highest form of flattery? Well, no, they say it's the highest form of flattery. Yeah. Anyways, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a rare and special guy. He was a brilliant guy. He was a brilliant mathematician, actually.
Really?
Yes, in his younger days, and he got moved ahead in grades, like way advanced in grades, probably more than he wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Because he was like in high school at a very young age, and kind of felt a little, out of it, because socially he certainly wasn't at that age, but he was so brilliant mathematically that he felt a little awkward socially being moved so far in advance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But you can tell how brilliant he was, because that, math figures into comedy.
And timing, right?
And you can tell that's what goes on with Norm.
Anyways, this is what I get. I do a perfect you. I go, all right, let's hear it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I can do an impression of myself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey. That's the impression.
I've never heard you say that. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Hey.
Sounds like you doing an impression of Brewer doing an impression of you.
Hey, Dave, yeah.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no. I need someone like you.
Any funny stories you'd like to share with us about you and
About Norm?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he's passed. I don't think he'd mind this one. Norm loved to gamble, and there's no secret to that. And sometimes he'd go in on Sunday to the office there on SNL, and he lost a bet or something. I guess it's a big one. And he was really mad. And then he tried to stomp on a phone, and he wrenched his back. But he was so mad that he said he slowly pulled the phone apart to assuage his anger, but he did it really slowly because his back hurt so hard. Oh my goodness, Norm was one of a kind, that's for sure.
You definitely will be missed, absolutely.
You know Norm?
Sure, yeah, sure. One of my best friends.
Hey, Norm. Fuck you.
What are you talking about?
Norm
What happened?
baited me on Twitter. He goes, I'm going to one day tell you the story of how Doug Stanhope changed my comedy career.
Really?
For good, I hope.
Never.
Never followed up. Like
It's
all
like
my
Johnny Depp
Twitter
not calling you.
followers for like a year now.
And you have no
Like,
idea
hey,
what he was talking about.
One day I'm going to tell this story.
Right.
He never told the fucking story.
And do you know him?
No, I love it. He is on Stern.
Right.
What Charles Grodin was on Letterman.
Yeah, he
just
was
anytime
really good.
he's on.
He's so fast too, like hanging
He's
out.
so good. He's
the movie Dirty Work came out. Here was the review in my hometown paper of my performance in Dirty Work. Artie Lang has all the charm of a date rapist. That's what it said. Okay. Norm looks at that. My mother was upset. Gets on the phone with my mother and goes, "Hey, Mrs. Lang, that's fucking great. A date rapist has to have way more charm than a regular rapist." He thought of that in like 10 seconds. And then my mother burst into tears.
Jessie May Peluso.
She's
the
hot?
girl that's really hot. She's not one of the
You
go-to.
fucked her?
No.
No.
She's the one that you go, oh, I would fuck her, but I would be in her act so quickly.
Right. And you don't want that.
Because I stink at fucking.
You don't want to get that review from a chick who's a comic.
It would be 4 to 5 minutes
Right.
of solid how bad I am in bed.
Well, imagine it was like Roseanne. Oh, guess who sucks at fucking? Well, what are you afraid they'd be too clever in the review?
I swam not naked, but in underpants with Roseanne in Hawaii. We got shit faced at the best bar
That's great.
in Honolulu,
Was she fat
Arnold's
then?
Tiki Bar.
She's never been
Asked
that
for
fat.
Dawn as the bartender at Arnold's Tiki Bar. Me and Roseanne got fucked up. We walked to the beach.
Right.
We just shredded down to our underwear.
Did you make a move?
No,
Yeah, of
but
course
I'm
not.
fucking in love with that woman.
She's a great. She's
is
cool as hell.
So fucking funny.
I've met her before. She's cool as hell.
Yes.
And her and Norm MacDonald were friends because he wrote on her show. And Norm is like, Norm goes, "Hey, what are you going on?" And she's like, "Eh." And after 10 minutes, I was listening to them talk. And after like about 10 minutes, it became this noise. Just a solid bar.
I can hear it.
But Roseanne is so funny. She's like naturally funny. You know.
All your shows anytime, anyway. How do you do it, for Christ's sake? Where the hell is it? The whole week? Just go to huluplus.com/norm. What? I'm trying to speed up through this. Right now, sign up for huluplus.com.
Norm MacDonald's podcast copy?
/norm.
/norm? You don't get any money from Norm.
This isn't supposed to be. It's supposed to be /bill. /bill. They said Norm. Well, you know what? I like Norm MacDonald. Let's give him the money for the week.
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Oh yeah, dude, Norm MacDonald. Did you see him on Conan telling that moth joke?
No.
Yeah, you got to see it.
No, I haven't.
Dude, you know how many comics out there don't give a fuck, but kind of still do? You have to kind of still do to eat. That guy
Norm
truly
doesn't. He's so fucking
truly
funny. Norm, listening to Norm on Stern or anything, any podcast, listening to, I don't know if you remember when Charles Grodin would do Letterman, and just knowing he's going on there, that it was always a fucking great show.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
what
people didn't get that he was fucking around.
Yeah.
It was
That's how
amazing.
Norm is anytime. If Norm's the guest, I'm fucking listening.
One of my best opening monologue jokes ever. Did you ever see? Remember that whole thing when he was doing Weekend Update and they told him to make it funnier. So he didn't. He just was more Norm the next week. So eventually, of course, he gets fired. So then he goes off into the Hollywood world. He's got a TV show or a hit movie or some shit. So now they bring him back to guest host on SNL, and I'm going to butcher this, but he kind of came out. He's like, people know I got fired from this show, so now they got me back hosting, which means either I got a lot funnier or this show sucks. That's what he opened up with, and I know that wasn't approved. Sorry for the bad Norm. I'll have Jay Moore on to make up for it.
That was a great Norm.
Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So, yeah, I'm funny compared to, you know, well, you'll see later. But, okay, so let's recap. The bad news is I'm still not funny. The good news is the show blows.
Call me to say goodnight. Kiss me once or twice. I'll never let go of you. Fold me into your arms. Stay with
And Norm MacDonald in hell fucking hate you. So
let's talk about you now. Let me ask you something.
Yes,
Another guy from Canada has come and invaded show business here in the United States.
With an acerbic wit.
So many funny guys come out of Canada. What is it about Canada that produces all these comedians? What do you think it is?
I don't know, because when I'm in Canada, no one's funny.
You think it's the long, dark, cold winters? You just had to find something to laugh about?
We don't have dark winters. We don't live in the Arctic Circle.
But they're long, aren't they?
They're long and cold, and they're cold.
And really cold.
Yeah, they're cold.
So when you're a kid up in Canada...
I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but they're cold.
You said this is the coldest you've ever been. You're Canadian, so are you okay with this?
I've been colder than this. I've been colder than a vampire's...
Go on.
That's like
We're
an 8
waiting.
a.m. joke.
Yeah, we can do it at 7:19. The stage is yours.
Are you drunk? Because all you did was ride a cooler and you're sweating.
I am. Well, it's hot it's hotter than a $2
Well, he's
pistol
got like
in here.
12 layers on,
Yeah,
I think.
I thought it was going to be really cold.
Well, you're from Canada. This should be springtime for you.
No, I know I'm from Canada, but you know I'm still a human being. Like it's not like we evolved differently. Yeah, no, I'm from the frozen north.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets colder than It gets colder than a...
Uh-oh, here it comes. Get your finger on the panic button.
No, it gets colder than a vampire's demeanor.
Okay, that's better. Wow. Surprisingly cerebral.
Well, let me ask you something. Now, I knew you when you started here in L.A., but you're from Canada.
Yeah.
You started in Canada. I did some gigs in Canada, and it's a little different, isn't it?
It's kind of rough there because they got like a lot of people that like hate me.
Oh, well, that could be a disadvantage.
That's rough going in. But it was all like, you go to these crazy places like Medicine Hat or Red Deer.
Yeah, yeah.
Or I played one place, Head Smashed In, Buffalo Jump. It was a crazy place.
Yeah.
And you know how I got his name? It was a guy, in the old days, the buffalo used to run and open in the plains. It was beautiful, you know, way back in the 70s. And they would run. And so the way they'd catch them is, Jay, they'd dig a hole with a shovel.
Right. Dig a hole. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And then they dig the hole with the shovel, and then the buffalo, they're dumb animals. They just run, you know, and run and run and run, and then fall into the hole, right? So one time this Indian dude, a brave, you know, he was digging the hole, and he didn't hear all the buffaloes were already running. And then all the buffaloes fell on his head and smashed it in. So then they called the town Head Smashed In Buffalo Jump. It's a very unwieldy name.
Really unwieldy name. Yeah. And you played gigs there? I mean, what were the audiences like?
They were horrible. Man, they hated my guts.
Yeah.
One time I kissed Relic.
The Beachcombers?
Yeah.
Were you on a ferry or?
No, that Indian guy from the show gave me some bad heroin.
That's not true.
No.
You made that up.
I didn't make that part up, but I did have a long kiss with Relic.
For a show or just
well,
party?
Yeah, no, I was supposed to be on the Beachcombers.
Right, that would have been awesome with Jackson Davies too.
Yeah,
yeah.
And turns out I was never going to be on the Beachcombers, and I was just going to be in Relic's hotel room.
What, were you in Vancouver?
Yeah, I was in Vancouver, and I'm like, this is going to be the greatest. I'm going to be, I was supposed to be like the new breed of the Beachcomber and everything. That's what Relic said.
So this is a next generation Beachcomber thing?
Exactly.
Okay.
Beachcomber, the next generation. Relic was supposed to be the executive producer, and he'd make occasional appearances. This is what he told me in his hotel room.
Come on. This didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen.
Okay. I got to read this book. Sean.
Hey, I should put that in the book.
You should. I know there's a couple generations maybe between you two as comedians. Looking at
a couple.
Watching Norm over the years and some of the characters, what's it like being alongside one of the best?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I love Dirty Work, and I love Saturday Night Live. And then I worked with Norm. He was my boss, my first boss in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Sean's awesome, man. Future of comedy. If you show this clip like 10, 20 years from now, you're going to go, who's that old guy talking about, who the hell is Relic?
Oh, I love that
I'll
story.
be like Relic, and he'll be like me, like 20 years, when you look at this in the fall.
In Canada, it's different. Like here in the States, you vote for the president, maybe you vote for the wrong guy, a war happens.
Right.
In Canada, it's not like that. You go, like, what's the big thing? Should they make that bridge?
Right, that's the biggest.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. So it's,
It's too much
we're
pressure.
very inconsequential, Canada.
Yeah.
Last time I performed here at the Just for Laughs Gala was 25 years ago, and I did so well, they invited me back. So that was nice. I love Montreal, my God, and call me an eternal optimist, but I really believe in my heart that this is the year that the Expos are finally going to win it all. Montreal, famous for a lot of things, one of them being the greatest strip clubs in all of the world. Yeah. Last night, are you aware of Club Super Sex? Yeah, so last night I went to Club Super Sex. I chose the soup. Big mistake. Hey, big election coming up, and in Canada, this is the difference in elections in America and Canada, is elections in America mean something. You vote for the wrong motherfucker, the world blows up. I don't need that on my hands. Whereas Canada, it's always like, well, what's your view on the bridge? I say keep as it is. I don't think they need to clean that up. That's fine. It was easy when I was young to vote because it was simply, you just didn't vote for the French guy. It couldn't have been an easier choice. As a matter of fact, I almost feel like coming back this fall just as an homage to my late father and not vote for Trudeau. My dad did not like Trudeau. Trudeau was my hero, though. I loved him, And since I've come back, I've been watching the news and everything. I've been seeing Justin, And I thought, by God, this Justin kid, he must be brilliant because his father was Pierre Elliott Trudeau. But then I forgot, he's got a mother. So that's kind of evens everything out. What's also different in American and Canadian elections? In America, you get to vote for the President of the United States, and in Canada, you vote for some motherfucker who lived down the street. In your riding. Whatever the hell that is. So then, that guy, he goes to the House of Parliament, and he's like, oh, wow, this is big. And then the speaker's like, all right, well, what are we going to talk about? Anybody want to bring an issue? And then your guy's like, yeah, I just Our bridge ain't looking too good. The speaker's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I go, no, I'll sit down. Sorry about that, I
was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first. And you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively stood before me, but it feels so good.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Norm MacDonald, and I could not be more excited to be here. You know, when I was asked to host the Canadian Screen Awards, I called my good friend Chris Rock, and I said to him, I've got some great news, Chris. I'm going to Canada. And he said, I've got some great news, too. I'm hosting the Oscars. What are you doing in Canada? And I said, you know, visiting some family, friends. The usual. We're coming to you live from Toronto, or as you cost-cutting location scouts call it, New York City. Never has there been such an assembly of great Canadian talent in a single location that did not have to be Zamboni'd first. Tonight, the CSAs are being seen in over 50 countries. Isn't that exciting? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Don't, wait. I misread that. 50 counties. And a couple of regional municipalities. We are here to celebrate nominees for their wonderful work in Canadian cinema and television, which is a lot like celebrating the Northern Lights. You probably haven't seen them, but you've heard they're amazing. We have a lot to celebrate in our industry. Amongst the TV shows nominated tonight are Amazing Race Canada, Big Brother Canada, Master Chef Canada. Where do they come up with these ideas? But it's been a wonderful year for Canada. It's been a especially great year for one little guy. One adorable little Canadian youngster who's already accomplished so much. Of course, you know who I'm talking about, Justin Trudeau. Hasn't he had a wonderful year? It's been a busy weekend getting here. We lost an hour. As you know, daylight savings time went into effect last night. I give it 6 months. Well, we're going to start the show, but I was... It hasn't started yet, you didn't know. I saw a wild look of alarm cross your eyes. But I was backstage yesterday, and we were doing rehearsals, and I asked, what is the statuette called? And they said, it's called the Canadian Screen Award. And I said, well, that seems kind of dull. Like, what? That's the name of the award? And they said, well, we've been bandying around different names, but none of, they said in Canada it takes a long time to get stuff done and stuff. But one of them they mentioned was the Candy. And I think John Candy, I mean, who doesn't love John Candy? So, of course, the statuette should be called the Candies. So what I'm asking you to do is, if you are a presenter, ignore the teleprompter and say, the candy goes to. And if you are lucky enough to win one, go, I want a candy. What do you think of that? Can you go along with that? Excellent. That would make us a better nation. I am not here to upbraid. However, I think I made it quite clear that these awards should be referred to as the candies. A 9-year-old child knew. Are you so burdened with this preposterous technology? So I would like not to see that again. You know, backstage I was thinking how different things are since I moved to the United States. You know, now I'm in the United States. One thing I've noticed about films, I don't like foreign films anymore. You know? They're all like artsy, kind of not my cup of tea. But when I grew up in Ottawa, by God, I loved foreign films. You know, Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit. Do you remember that one? Here to present our next award, the Candy. And this will be the end of my upbraiding, I hope. George St. Kitts and the Candy Band. Who can take a sunrise? Come on, guys. Sprinkle it, but they can't. Well, whatever. Well, our next presenters are political people. And it made me think, because I was just told Cape Breton Island, I don't know if you know this, but they are offering sanctuary to anyone that lives in America after Trump is elected president by a landslide. And I agree with this in principle, but why Cape Breton Island? I mean, can't I just flee to Toronto? Do I have to leave the fucking planet? I mean, I just go to Baffin Island while I'm at it. All right, now welcome to the stage, 2 Canadian. Oh, the candies are going great so far, aren't they? I would like to say to Eugene Levy that there's no reason to be ashamed of your son. My son only this morning punched me in the chest really hard. Listen, I have some good news. I just found out that all of you here tonight will be getting a swag bag. Yeah. Just like the Oscars. I haven't seen one yet, but why don't we take a look and see what you're getting? I'm going to call Megan, our golden girl, out. Megan, our golden girl? Hi, Megan. Come on out here. Ah, you brought the swag bag. Yes, can you hold it open? And then I'll take things out of the swag bag. What do we have here? A loose pancake. What else we got here, Megan? We got, oh, this looks cool. It's a CD, you know what they are, of Nelly Furtado singing all the national anthems. Torn from today's headlines. See what else we have. Oh, we have this. Ah, yes, this. This is a bottle of Eau de John Cherry Cologne. It's for the gentleman in the audience. Now, what else do we have? Hopefully something a little funnier than the last one. Here. We have a 30-minute massage from producer Robert Lantos. Don't try to go for 50. You only can hit 30. And then what else do we have here? Oh, a curling stone. You know what these are made of? I always took them for granite. Last time I take a joke from Martin Short. All right. Megan, just do some house cleaning here. Having a hand for Megan, our Golden Globe. Natural mistake. All right. Listen, guys. For some reason, I've been told to stretch. So, oh, I've never tried that before. The show's over, folks. Good night. But for the first candies, respect, peace.
Roseanne, this is what Kevin Nealon told us. Tell him that story out of me again. He doesn't have his own anecdotes.
No. All my 90% of my anecdotes come from Kevin Nealon, but he told this real doozy about.
I should talk to him.
Yeah, you should.
So I can have some fun.
He said during Roseanne's
Roseanne
talk
had a
show.
talk show.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yes, yes.
So one time, the guest was Joe Pantoliano, and she didn't know who he was.
You fucked it up! God damn it, oh motherfucker!
See?
I'm a guest on there, and now it's time to introduce the next guest. And she says, okay, this next guy coming out, he's a great actor. He was in Risky Business. He was done all kinds of stuff. I just love him. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Pantoliano. And he comes out, and as he's walking across the stage toward the desk, she goes, oh, I know who he is. I know him.
You don't even have your own stories. You take other people's stories and fuck them up. Very good.
I'll tell you the story, but it's fucked up. But she's like Joe Pantoliano. She goes, this next guy's Joe Pantoliano. He's great. He was in Risky Business, and you all know. Come on out, Joe Pantoliano. And as Joe Pantoliano was walking out, Roseanne said, I know that guy.
Now, see, you already fucked it up. Yeah. So now when he told it the right way,
that's my role.
It didn't work.
Didn't work because he knew that she didn't know.
Don't ask him to tell any more stories.
Damn.
Or jokes or anything.
What do you have to say now?
I mean, I'm not a good,
Anything.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, it's like...
Gilbert is not looking at your slow burn that you've been trying to perfect.
It's not, I mean...
Yesterday night, because I'm trying to get into fitness, so for the past 2 days, I was doing those weights and all that stuff, so then I was like, yeah, I'm going to run, and then I looked on the computer about running, and they said barefoot running was good.
Yep.
So I barefoot ran on this sidewalk, and then I cut my foot. And then I had to walk back like a half a mile with a cut foot, so now my foot's all weird.
Yeah, that doesn't. They are saying that barefoot running is the way to go. In fact, they have these ridiculous shoes that protect the bottom of your foot, but each individual toe. But I've thought that often. If you're a man from the Western world, your feet are not exposed that much to rocks and glass. It's not like in Kenya where they run for
That's what Steve was
30
saying.
miles. Yeah. So we're very susceptible to what is on the ground. You could end up with tetanus. You could step on something infected with something. My suggestion to you would be to run with shoes.
That's what Steve's worried about because I just put some water on it, but my feet are still
water.
My feet are still filthy.
Oh yeah,
like the bottom of them look like homeless guys' feet.
Oh really? Now, have you bathed since the run?
I soaked it, but it's the black it's deep, that black. Whatever,
like tar and asphalt.
It's dug into your skin now.
Yeah.
So you're getting very much into fitness because we taught you. By the way, you were great when we talked to you on the phone. Unfortunately, the guy producing it didn't have your voice in any of it, so we couldn't play it.
Really?
Yeah, but you were. So if any of this seems redundant, I apologize. I'm sorry that you had to get up to do that. Norm MacDonald, by the way, 2 shows tonight at the Wilbur Theater. You can get tickets at thewilbur.com or call Ticketmaster at 1-800-745-3000. So since when and why has exercise become this passion of yours?
3 days ago.
Yeah. Like what occurred to you where you're like, you know what, I need to start running outside and lifting weights and researching this stuff?
Well, I had these weights that somebody gave to me a long time ago, and so I was lifting those for a couple days. I was starting to feel really good. Then I went for a swim, and then that was like the night before last, and then I was like, yeah, everything's going to be different now. It was horrible.
So you're working out now and stuff, right?
Yeah, how about you?
I worked out a couple times. I liked it when I was young. I didn't have, you didn't have to work out. You were just in good shape.
All the
time.
Yeah.
And I was in my best shape back then. I think I was in my, seriously, when I was like, when I was 1. That's when I
reached your peak when you were 1.
My God, I look great. I mean, you wouldn't know me now. You see me back then. I was young and fresh.
I can imagine.
Even for my age, people would come up to me and go, what, are you 0?
I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
Oh, no, in every way.
In every single way. So, I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want be big like you. I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt. You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
Now, folks, I don't like to brag, but like Schwarzenegger, I did a little bodybuilding back in the day, too. But I'm guessing you guys wouldn't want to see that, though, would you? Okay, all right, sure. Let's hope that doesn't live on the YouTube forever, long after I'm dead, out of context.
Some days we get closer, things that we never really needed, promises that we never thought of keeping safe. I guess it's never over if we never got a chance.
I never worked out or anything like that because, I always felt like, you can't, like if you're a dude, you can't really, the ladies don't seem to care, at least that's what they say. And then also, I don't think you can get like a perfect body. I think if you're a lady, you can get a perfect body. But if you're a dude, I don't think you can get like a perfect body on account of you got like every dude seems to have one of those like a sack, a sack, right? And so, no matter how perfect your body is, if you got a sack, it doesn't look very good. You don't have a good-looking body, basically. No matter what. You show me any nude dude, go, hey, look at that guy's body. I go, good God, what's that fucking thing? That guy's got a sack on him. It's not a good-looking body. You ever see a guy with a good-looking sack? You hear a guy go, hey, Bob, you know what your best feature is? Me and the guys were talking about it. Your sack. Holy Lord, you doing something different with your sack lately or something? God damn, it looks good. Good-looking sack you're toting around there, I'm telling you. Right? You can't work out on that or anything. Got no machine, got no sack of steel. They're just giving up on that, man. That's why I'm surprised the fucking those plastic surgeons. Why are they working on the sack, man?
Guy goes like, man, I got a little thing here, a line under my eye. I'm gonna get that taken care of. Meanwhile, huge ancient old sack hanging out. Yeah, that's my problem, man, that eye thing. That little crow's feet there, man. I get rid of them, and I'll be good. Sack's old too, man. That's older than you, your sack. I don't know how that worked out. You know what I mean? You can have a dude like 25, his sack's like 100 years old. Right? Sometimes you turn to it for advice. You ever do that? You go, what? You go, what would you do, wise old sack? You know? He's like, I tell you something, son. You see an old guy's sack like that? Old guy's sacks are really old because they're like 80. Their sack's like 400 or 500 years old. It's like a fucking old, like a tree or something. It's not like a tree, but trees are old. I read that in a book.
What we want to know is, are you a brother or a sister?
Well, I'm an only child.
There's a word for what you are.
Charismatic?
So what the hell are you? A man or a woman?
Farley, that night was the first night I ever met Farley. It was your first night on the show.
We all sat around and watched you when we were cheering you on, buddy.
And Farley, he took me. He never met me before in his life, you know. He took me back. He said, "I got to tell you a secret about SNL."
Oh yeah.
Took me all the way to the back and Mohawk.
Like the woods. This is the woods.
No, within the.
Okay, the hotel, right?
In the hotel, and he secreted me into this room, and he locked it, and he made sure it wasn't bugged and everything. He said, "I got a secret to tell you." I was very, honored to have this. And then his secret was, he said, "This doesn't go past these walls. Pat is a woman."
Tell me your history with Norm.
Well,
Did you guys date?
No, not date.
Oh.
He
good for you, by the way.
He was mean to me in a terrible way. When his first show on SNL, there was a sketch, and they wanted to change something, and I didn't want to change it to that line. And he came up to me in the makeup chair and said, "Your problem is you're not funny. You're just not funny." He said that to me. I'd been on the show for 4 years. He was just started. I think it was his first week. Okay, there's a better part of the story. So then, of course, I didn't like him.
Norman can be rough.
I really didn't like him. And then I was about to leave the show anyway. It was like just one more reason to get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And but I was very, very good friends with Laurie Jo Hoekstra, who he was always,
right.
very much.
They're friends for years. I don't even know if that is the woman in his life,
Yeah,
or is she?
I don't actually even
She's
know.
his handler,
Yeah.
Lojo, as he refers to her.
Lojo.
And she's been with him for like
For a million years.
since back then at SNL
Yes.
in like '93.
Yes,
yeah.
and I always loved Laurie Jo, and it was a very tumultuous friendship then, and I just really didn't like him. And then I left the show, and I just really didn't watch anything for years. But some people would talk about how funny he was, and I would see him occasionally. And I had a bias, obviously, because I had this traumatic thing. Then at the 40th reunion, Norm came up to me and he said, "I just have to apologize to you. That was a terrible thing to do. I can't believe I did that terrible thing." And I said, "Oh," and then that meant a lot to me. And then after that, I could watch Norm stuff, and I realized he's hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay, it was like I was able to emotionally let it in how great and funny he is.
That's an interesting comment on there is some gateway to your sense of humor that goes through personal
I know,
feelings.
that's embarrassing because it's very
No,
narcissistic.
but that's everybody,
I
though.
mean, like...
Christ, I can't tell you how people just hate my humor now, and I think, oh, that's a pretty good joke. And I try to figure it out, like, sometimes, where somebody will over-like a joke, and somebody will under-like a joke, and I'll see the finer gradation that was a decent joke. It probably should have hit right in here. And I could see, I said, oh, I see. It really isn't an involuntary gesture. There is some price of admission to get through to really convulse somebody.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
about
true.
their biases towards you.
Yes, it's true.
Well, I'm glad Norm came around because that seemed like a particularly... He was probably scared shitless, too. Everybody was a little scared over there.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. No, I mean, I'm sure I've had bad moments there as well.
Take me on a journey. Take me far away from this life. I'd leave it in a hurry.
I don't know if you know this, but I used to tour with NORM MacDonald for 7 years. Yeah. And so like he was like my best friend. So like whenever I have like auditions and stuff, he used to say, "Oh, just don't bother acting because there's a good chance you won't get it anyway." And those are the ones that I usually got it. You know what I mean?
Hold on, I have to hide my self view because if I'm on camera, I look at myself, which is weird. Okay.
Oh, by the way, I don't promote the video.
Oh, okay, no, that's okay. Do whatever you want with it. But I'm just saying, for me, I become distracted by myself.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Norm.
I saw your tweet, and I wanted you to know that he loved you very much because when I was
that meant a lot to me. That's what made me do it. I'm not doing interviews really, but yeah, it happened right away when he got on the show, and we only overlapped by a few months. Yeah. And so he was young and new, and I was jaded and had one foot out the door. So we both kind of we're in a weird place, to be maybe not at our best, but he had come up and yelled at me about a sketch that he wrote, and it was in, but then it got traded out for a sketch of mine or something, which happens all the time, and right. He would certainly learn that, but at that moment he didn't. And I was in the makeup chair, and he came and started yelling at me about it, which it wasn't even my responsibility I was not in charge of that.
Right.
And then and I think I was saying that, and I was kind of shocked because I felt like I was a senior statesman, like I'd been there 4 years, and he just had arrived on the scene, and he was yelling at me about something I had nothing to do with. And then he started saying how unfunny I was not funny, blah, blah, blah. And that was really rude. And it was in the makeup trailer with a bunch of people anyway, which I don't really care, but it didn't get us off on the best foot.
Yeah.
But then, as I said, and then, when I left SNL, I didn't watch the show at all. Like I was so sick of anything sketch related. I really didn't watch it for years. So I missed his genius, like I didn't know. I would hear about him. I mean, I wasn't in an igloo, but
right.
But I didn't, because we'd had that weird thing. But Lori Joe, I was in contact with,
Oh, Lojo. I love Lojo.
Yeah. And I suspect it was her that made him, come around maybe, or rethink it. Or maybe he didn't, maybe he rethought it 1 week later. I have no idea. I don't know. But I just know that it wasn't for years later that I see the sketches of him and realize what a real comic genius he was. I mean, really. I mean, just so good. And like going to the reunions, I realized that he was so good. Like, I'm so out of it. I'm like, somebody's old aunt who's like, "What's up with the kids now?" And so then I was like, "Oh, he really is good." And I actually didn't hold it against him. I feel even bad saying it. But then the only reason I put that tweet out there is because I thought it was so big of him to come to me and say, "I think I said something to you that was mean, when we first met, and I'm so sorry, and I think you're great." And it was just not that many people do that, that showed such wonderful character, and it just made me love him, and so, but then some people got mad at me for tweeting that. I really meant it positively. Like,
I took it positively.
Like everyone has a bad moment, and what I was trying to show is that he reflected on it and made an apology that was genuine and sincere and accepted on both sides. So it's like, that's not a common thing to happen. And he did that. So I was trying to be positive about it, but some people were like, not the time and place and stuff like that. And anyway, ugh.
I remember when I told him I was going to interview you like 3 years ago, and he's like, "Oh my God, that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to listen to it." And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you know, I only did one movie and she played my mom.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he said that you played his mom on Dirty Work or something.
Oh, you know, I've done so many of those little parts.
And I watched it and I didn't see it, so I don't know if he was screwing with me, but
I'm pretty sure I'm not in that. Although I've been cast as the mom so often, and it's like, but yeah, he's probably mixing me up with someone. But it doesn't matter.
yeah, but I just thought it was funny because he said nothing but good things about you. So I just wanted.
Okay, that's good. Maybe he actually totally thought of me as someone else. But yeah. But you must miss him so much.
Yeah, it was.
Did you know? Like, was he getting sicker and sicker around you, or?
Well, I found out he had cancer in December, and. You know, there was only a handful of people who knew. And, you know, he kind of made me say, like, I can't tell anyone or whatever. But he also told me that it was a different type of cancer from what came out that he had. So I don't know. Like, I feel kind of like privileged that I knew, but also kind of hurt because it wasn't what he told me. You know what I mean?
But maybe he told you the truth.
No, yeah, he told me he had colon cancer, and when he died,
he
it
just
said,
didn't want.
Yeah.
What did I don't even know. I just knew he had cancer. What did they say it was?
It was leukemia cancer. So I don't know.
If you have like something like colon cancer, I think it can get into the lymph system and become a lymphoma. Like I don't. You know, like a lot of times in late stage cancers, there's overlapping cancers, but usually you name your cancer after the first one you have. So it would be colon, but he probably just thought people would make jokes about it.
Yeah. I just know nothing about cancer, and it sucks because, you know, I was born in July. It's a birthday joke.
Okay, that was a good one. It took me a moment.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so good to hear you laugh.
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a man allowed his 8-year-old daughter to take the wheel of his car, and an accident ensued that damaged 7 other cars and injured 6 people, which once again proves my theory: women can't drive. New medical research shows that men and women have different food cravings, men preferring meat and women preferring sweets. Scientists trace this back to caveman days, when men had to go out and hunt for food while women sat on their fat asses eating chocolates. A celebrated fertility statue, which many believe has the power to make women pregnant, began a nationwide tour this week. The hundreds of women who claim it caused their pregnancies are of different ages, races, and religions. But they all have one thing in common. They are all dirty, dirty whores. A new book claims that Madonna once smeared peanut butter all over John F. Kennedy Jr.'s body and then licked it off, which just goes to show you Madonna's a whore. In other show business news, it has been reported that superstar Madonna is pregnant. Although personally I find this a bit hard to believe. I mean, Madonna isn't even married. It's like crazy. And finally, Weekend Update would like to congratulate Madonna, who gave birth to a beautiful baby girl last Monday. The baby weighed in at 6 pounds, 9 ounces, making it the 4th largest object ever to pass through Madonna's birth canal. I like that Madonna's baby thing.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
Oh,
you know, it's, I really have to give it to that guy that's the father, you know, Carlos...
Leon.
Carlos Leon?
Or Carlos Leon, I forget which one.
Because you got to have a lot of guts. That means he had sex with Madonna without a condom. Right? That's great. Pop singer Madonna was outraged this week when a tabloid photographer snapped her picture while she was breastfeeding her new baby. Apparently, the baby was blocking her nipple. Well, filming has finally begun on the long-awaited life story of Evita Peron, starring pop singer Madonna. According to its producers, the film is 100% historically accurate, except for the part where Mrs. Peron has group sex with the Houston Rockets. Texas millionaire J. Howard Marshall may have died 2 months ago, but as we see here, he and wife Anna Nicole Smith can still enjoy a romantic evening at home. Former Playboy centerfold and Guess jeans model Anna Nicole Smith collapsed this week after she suddenly realized that she actually had sex with this guy. And finally, in entertainment news, ex-Playboy centerfold Anna Nicole Smith has filed for bankruptcy. And saddest of all, she slept with this guy for nothing. Well, the Learning Annex in New York is offering a new course to teach women how to smoke cigars. The fee to enroll in the class is $100. The fee to watch the class is $200. According to a new study from Yale University, in order to duplicate the physique of a Barbie doll, the average woman would have to grow to 7 feet, add 5 inches to her bust, and trim 6 inches from her waist. So ladies, you have your mission, now get to it. Hollywood prostitute Divine Brown has written a book describing in lurid detail exactly what she did with Hugh Grant. The book sells for $25, but for $35 she'll show you. Former British cavalry officer James Hewitt, who was Lady Diana's secret lover, says he will never, ever disclose the contents of more than 100 love letters that she sent to him. This, according to Hewitt's new book, I Banged a Princess. Under a new ordinance, exotic, nude, and topless dancing will be banned in any establishment selling alcoholic beverages in the city of New Iberia, Louisiana, or as I now refer to it, the most horrible place on earth. Exotic dancers say a city ordinance requiring them to keep 4 feet away from their customers will put them out of business in Shoreline, Washington, or as I now refer to it, Nazi Germany. In sports, distance runner Jutta Pippig set a record by winning her 3rd consecutive Boston Marathon, despite suffering from both her period and diarrhea throughout the 26-mile run. In addition, Pippig also set a record for causing the most spectators to make this face at a Boston Marathon. Well, Jocelyn Elder's new book, Jocelyn Elder's MD, came out this week. I read it. After closing out a successful first season, the WNBA is considering several changes to improve the level of play in the league next year. Among the proposals, extending the playoffs, increasing salaries, bringing back the three-point line, and replacing all the female players with guys. The WNBA officials expanded to 10 teams this week, adding franchises in Detroit and Washington, D.C. But before you get too excited about the new additions to the league, remember, all of the players are still women. They stink at basketball, that's the problem. Other than that, it'd be a good, good game, but the next time I watch a WNBA game will be the first time I watch a WNBA game. Hey, WNBA, I got an idea that'll sell some tickets. Shirts and skins. It was a bad week for the restaurant chain Hooters. The company has been forced to pay $3.75 million to settle a sex discrimination suit brought by male job applicants who claim that its policy of hiring only women is unfair. The settlement was hailed as a landmark case for guys who try to ruin everything. According to a new survey by the Women's Vote Project, women would be more likely to vote if they could send in ballots by mail or if polls were open longer. Also, more women would vote if you were permitted to bake your vote. They like to bake. Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentage in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
Norm MacDonald said he used to, when he would hit on girls, he pretended he was drunk so he could act like an asshole. Because then then they can't get mad because you're drunk. So if you do something inappropriate, they're like, well, he's a drunk guy. You got any more stories?
You guys see the Gilbert Gottfried when they?
I didn't see that documentary. No.
No. When Norm's there's some roast and Norm goes up and he just bombs on purpose.
Yeah.
And he goes, Gilbert Gottfried, if you see it during this as a gentleman, go ahead and enter. I get very.
He goes, Cloris Leachman. They say she's over the hill, not in the car I saw her driving.
He said it in the roast?
Yeah.
That is a good one.
The whole crowd's like this. It's so funny.
No, he's bombing and he never cracked. He never cracked.
And he goes, Greg Giraldo, and I was like a hawk. Something like a sparrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is for the birds.
Exactly.
And then Norton said something like, he goes, watching.
It's so great.
Norton says something like, watching Norm do this is like watching Peter or Henry Fonda pick grapes. And Norm goes, that sounds very interesting. He didn't even fight back on that one when he was insulted.
Oh, God.
No, but you got to have balls to do that, right?
Oh.
To bomb on
Just
TV
commit to it.
in front of everybody.
It's committed.
And like he said, he didn't fucking wink.
Yeah, but where do you think you get that from? Being Canadian?
No, he's just like that. No, Canadians aren't like that.
To bomb on TV?
Yeah.
He was doing it for the other comics. He was doing it for them. He wasn't.
No, but they weren't even laughing because they were the jokes were so bad. That was not.
But,
they would cut to the comics and they were just looking. I mean, they were laughing, but not like. It was still like an awkward laugh.
I think.
I say you can't teach somebody that.
And then Howard Stern goes the next day. I didn't really think it was that funny. And Artie goes, do you know the balls it took? Howard goes, why does it take balls? And Artie goes, because it is like you wouldn't get it. And he did it anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like,
no.
It's true. Nice. It's true. You got everyone's gonna take it the wrong way.
Yeah, those 9 people in the back of the room that are just side splitting.
Yeah, but even them, even when they
took balls,
even when they cut to other comics, the comics were still like, "What is he doing?" You know, they
thought
he was setting up something, but he never set up anything. There was no punchline.
He just hit him with zinger
He
after
just kept
zinger.
doing like bad. It was something that you would write.
Susie Essman thinks she's says she's a vegetarian. I don't know. From what I seen tonight, she's full of baloney.
I mean, you got to be born with that. You can't do that.
God.
Nobody can do that.
No, Norm is the only one.
You can't have balls like that.
Norm's the only guy that could make it that funny too.
Yeah, people said Letterman and balls. Letterman didn't have any balls compared. I mean, to do it on TV, he would like take chances, but that's in a studio. No. This is bombing in front of your peers and
literally strutted up there like he had all the fucking holding all the cards. And then he committed just like I got this fucking his joke. Like he's on a 1971 fucking
and no
roast.
cards or anything. Just
because you think he's setting something up. You think he's setting up some big thing.
Yeah, says she's over the hill. Not in the car I saw her driving.
They weren't even good puns. I mean, they were good
Genius.
puns in the
It's just
when
genius. It's
how
just-
you, when
you
you
can't
go,
touch
what
it.
am I gonna? How do you write a bad pun? It's not
But
that
how about
simple.
the fact that instead of just going, he's for the birds, he goes, this, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's for the birds.
He throws up like 3 types of birds. Like, he takes his
But
time.
he goes, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
like, I finally figured out what the fucking problem. It was so.
Who was that for Geraldo?
Yeah.
Were you there?
No.
You just
I
saw
watch
it.
and I go, holy fuck. I knew immediately because I know him. He does that shit, he's so funny.
No, but Bob has a beautiful face like a flower. Yeah, cauliflower. No offense, but your face looks like a cauliflower. No, there are times when Bob has something on his mind when he wears a hat. With no thoughts at all, just a hat. Bob, you have a lot of well-wishers here tonight, and a lot of them would like to throw you down one, a well. They want to murder you in a well. Seems a little harsh, but apparently they want to murder you in a well. It says here on this card. And Bob is not very worldly. He thinks the English Channel is a British TV station and not a body of water separating England and France. And Bob isn't the biggest sports fan. I don't think I'm telling any tales out of school. I took him to a ball game, and he came toting a double-barreled shotgun. You remember that? I said, what the H is that for? Bob said, I heard the Lions were playing the Tigers. You remember that?
Yeah.
Norm MacDonald, God bless you. Watching your set was like watching Henry Fonda pick blueberries.
Why, I don't think there's a person in here that would not love to watch Henry Fonda pick blueberries.
Yeah. Like his other thing that he does is he'll just fucking flip it on you. He does it all the time. It's so funny. We'll be like, what? You're saying you want you're homophobic? He's like, no, I was saying this guy's homophobic. What? You have a problem with, like, you just twist me, and it's great with, like, politically correct type people.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking he flips it on him.
No, he did that to me when I worked on his sports show.
Oh yeah, you know him well. Yeah.
I gave him a ride. Then I was staying at Neil's house. Then they're like 2 blocks away in Santa Monica. So Norm goes, it's Friday night. We have off Saturday. Norm goes, you want to come up? I go, no. I go, because I think he's tricking me. Because if I say yeah, then I'm gay.
Yeah.
So I go, no, I don't want to come up. So I go up. He eventually talks me into going up. It's awkward. So then I leave. Then when we go back to work, he goes, yeah. Then Brennan drops me off. He goes, can I come up? I'm like, what do you want to come up for? He goes, I want to see. I want to see your apartment. I go, the guy must be queer. Like he goes to the whole thing. He's like the boss. He's my boss, so I have to let him tell the story. You know? I can't interrupt him.
So funny. Yeah.
No, it's classic. I didn't know that was one of his
he's
classic
great
maneuvers.
at that kind of stuff.
You say you're homophobic.
No, he'll do it with anybody. I mean, you know. We went shopping one time when we were doing the movie in Boston, and then the guy's like, he goes, I need to buy jeans. He just walks in and just announces, I need to buy jeans. Like, it's a store full of jeans, but he acts like, it's a fucking, whatever the jeans store is. Yeah. And he acts like, I need jeans. And then the guy's like, well, sure. What size do you like? He goes, and so-and-so. And he goes, all right, just go in the back of the booth. What? Go back there and you want me to take my pants off? Look at this guy. And he starts telling all the other customers, this guy just told me to go in the back and take my pants off. I just came here to buy clothes. This guy wants me to go in the back and just take your pants off. I'm in my underwear.
Was he was saying that was somebody there with him, or was just?
I was with him.
Oh, yeah.
The whole store's laughing, but it's like,
oh my
what?
God.
He just causes a fucking ruckus.
That's classic.
The search continues in the Indian Ocean for the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 as they listen and try to follow the pings. These guys sound like me always listening for pings. The pings are my Chinese neighbors. Jim and Ellen Ping. Nice people, nice folks. Nice folks.
Jim Ping?
That is my neighbor. A nice fella.
Nice guy?
Let me his abacus
I want to do
yesterday.
this. Jesus.
Oh, come on. That's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was.
No,
that's kind of racist.
What are you, Mickey Rooney?
Hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have
but
a little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing like you just did in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
Yeah.
You ever see any of the old chums up there in Canada? Did you ever go up to the old rural areas of Canada?
I met a man there last time I was there that lived in the city of Cornwall, where Ryan Gosling hails. And well, it's a big city because of that now.
Yeah.
And so
Big deal, yeah.
So anyways, he was from the city, and he got tired of the rat race, racing and chasing and trying to keep up with the Joneses.
He got tired of the city life.
Yeah, so
he couldn't take it anymore.
He said, I'm going to get myself land. Land. Man needs land. So he went to the country where we live. And the soil's not arable, it's rocky, hellish. But anyways, he liked it.
Yeah.
And so the first day there, the neighbor fella, Angus McGregor, comes over. I know Angus a long time. And Angus, old fella, he says, what's your name? The guy says, Phil Henshaw. He said, you're from the city, I hear. Yes. He says, well, I just come over to say hello. God, the city fella says, isn't that something? All the years I was in the city, I never met my neighbor. I lived in an apartment, and I never met my neighbor. First day here on the farm, and here you are saying hello. Well, I'm saying more than hello, says Angus McGregor. I'm going to invite you to a welcome wagon party over at my farm. Well, the city fellow says, that's exactly what I was looking for. I guess I was looking for a sense of community as well as owning land.
Yeah.
So he says, what's the party going to be like? So Angus McGregor says, well, I won't lie to you. It gets pretty rowdy. A little drinking, a little fighting, a little fornicating. So the guy says, well, that's all right with me. What time do I show up? Angus says, it don't matter, just the two of us. Now...
Right.
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I was a broken apart by you.
You live here, of course, in the city because you're doing the show.
I live in New York City.
Yeah. This isn't a police interrogation. Are you sure? Where about? Where in the city do you live, approximately, not specifically?
I live at 56 between 8th and Broadway.
Okay, and what's your phone number? Just give me 7 digits. All right. What? Your neighbors nice people? The people that live around you?
Great people. Every day I meet somebody new. You know, this city's great because of the neighborly people. You know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor. Interesting story. You know, that this guy. He just moved in, you know, next door to me. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
yeah, because, you know, so I went over to the guy, I knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir? You know, if you don't mind me asking. You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic. So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic Well, he says, it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you're likely to have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married. I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something? Okay. So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh? And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of Scylla something or other. Right. I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right? What great stuff you can learn at that
nice.
University of Science there.
And then the guy, get this. Get this.
There's more.
This gay guy invites me to have a chicken at his place.
That's some kind of euphemism. Watch out.
So you thought about me in that way, and I thought about you. So the way I see it, we have two choices now. We can either go in the bedroom there, knock one out, and settle this once and for all. Or we can just pretend this never happened and, play Scrabble or something.
stay, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say them all I
Scrabble, excellent. All right. Texaco Oil, reeling from the public outcry over racist remarks made by some of its top executives at a tape-recorded meeting, today announced a dramatic change in company policy. No more tape-recorded meetings. 4 Wisconsin men have been charged with felony hate crimes after burning a man's buggy simply because he was Amish. If convicted, the men face up to 25 years in prison. But furious Amish leaders say that is not enough. They want the dunking wheel. In the course of his summation, Cochran also brought up Detective Mark Furman, calling him a, quote, genocidal racist, and comparing him to Adolf Hitler. Furman later responded, "After all the things he said about me during this trial, it's a little late to start sucking up now." Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan has accused the National Park System of racism, claiming the agency deliberately undercounted the number of participants at his Million Man March. A spokesman for the Park Service denies the charge, saying, quote, "Our estimate is based on state-of-the-art aerial photography. We stand by our number. Heil Hitler." Last week, as Pat Buchanan announced his decision to run for president, several people jumped on stage chanting, "Buchanan is a racist." As security began to wrestle them from the stage, Buchanan stopped them and said, "Let them continue. That's my slogan."
Now, what do you think about this dog, the bounty hunter? Have you been following that at all, Norm?
Oh, that guy, I mean, that's, to me, that sounds racist. But like, you gotta remember that even though that is a racist comment, listen, man, we've all known bounty hunters in our time, you know, and they have that thing like curse like a sailor. Well, that could go for bounty hunters just as well. They just chose sailor. Those guys. I mean, they're not like you or me, you know?
No, they're bounty hunters.
If you choose that as your career, you know, you're a bounty hunter. Listen, some salty language is not going to be as... You may as well just be a longshoreman. No, there's nothing worse than bounty hunting.
Norm, you're a genius. All right, we got a couple minutes left. Anything else you want to lay on the listeners before we leave today?
That was funny, that bounty hunting thing. Seems like he's going to get a pass on it, right?
I don't think so, Norm. I think he's in trouble.
Are his bounty hunting days over?
Where does he go from that?
We can't keep you on. I'm sorry, but, you know, you have to... You know, you have a public image of hunting down criminals in their hotel rooms, diving at them in the middle of the night and beating them up. We can't have you saying racist things. I don't know.
All right, Norm, I'm going to put some oxygen on my face here and recover. You're going to be on every Friday now?
Yeah, that'll be fun, right?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'll feel like your Pete Barbuti.
Barbuti. No, stop. Chuck Mangione references be far behind. Yeah. Thank you, Storm and Norman. We'll talk at you down the road. This is the Dennis Miller Show.
having less money or having or not having less money is not a product of your nature. It's that you don't have the money because the white people don't give you the money.
It's actually supportive of black people to say that, actually.
707
Of course
says...
I'm supportive of black people. I'm in
Wow.
a room of
You're saying
racists.
that to have justice,
Oh
we should
my
all
God!
have
The 415. Do you want to keep him for the next segment? At this point, I'm not sure. I'm finding Norm to be somewhat on the offensive side.
You know what, though? I love that he's saying all this stuff and then looks over with a big smile.
I know,
and
big smile. He's like, oh man, they're gonna talk about this all day.
Well, I didn't know that everyone. I thought San Francisco was a little more open than.
No, San Francisco actually
They're
isn't. No, they're not racist.
Well, you gained
You
weight.
gained a lot of weight, so did you. I gained 45 pounds.
I was going to say something, actually.
Why?
Well, I thought you'd been gaining some weight.
Yeah, I gained 45 pounds.
Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on?
No, I am. I'm going to lose it though. Yeah, it's the heaviest I've ever seen. And since I've gained it, I sweat like a. Yeah, you sweat like a whore in church. I don't mean to be. What? I don't mean to be filthy, but. A whore in church. Yeah, she's nervous, so she sweats because.
Sweating like a Chris Dorner in a Big Bear cabin.
Okay, come on.
Well, I'm just.
That's racist.
Are you familiar with the Tinder app?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. So I'm on there.
God, look at you.
Huh?
I like when he goes, are you familiar with the Tinder app? It's like Ted Levine.
Everybody says it. I do. I sound a lot like Buffalo Bill.
Your name is?
Oh, Jack Gordon.
Mr. Gordon. Good. Well, Frederica used to work for Mrs. Lippman. Did you know her?
No, Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
I'm on there. I matched with this one girl. She's like young and very attractive.
I'm a 4 too.
We start talking. She's texting me at like 4 a.m. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm bored and I wish I had some weed. You want to come over? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And she's sending pictures of her. Oh, maybe we'll have fun. And I'm like, and so at this point,
What were the pictures?
It was like her bent over with no, clothes on and stuff. And I'm like, but at this point, my cock's making the decisions. Anyway.
Tell me.
And so I call my friend, and then she's like, yeah, just can you bring a C note? Well, I have a roommate that sells $100 bill, and we'll go get some weed, and you can come on. I'm like, yeah, am I getting mugged? I called my friend. He said, put the phone number into Facebook, and you can see who the person is.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so I put the phone number into Facebook, and the profile comes up. It's this black guy in a ski mask in all the pictures.
It doesn't matter what race he was.
So
As a matter of fact, I don't know how he knew he was black. He was wearing a ski mask.
Well, you can tell. So I head over there. No, I know.
You can tell.
I know.
No,
I've never heard his view on African Americans until this very show. That's interesting that you got that out of him.
Plenty of black friends.
Plenty of black friends.
Dated a black woman for months. No, I'm not a racist.
If you're a racist,
oh yes,
it's not illegal, but you can't work.
If you're a racist, you can't work.
Well, Donald Sterling, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Do you think there's any correlation?
He doesn't have to work.
No, he doesn't.
$10 billion.
No, but a serious question, though.
Yes.
If a man has a job and he is a racist,
yes,
should the job be taken away from him?
No.
Okay.
But his fellows should.
Good news for him.
Yeah.
Not a racist.
Here's actually a joke about Donald Sterling.
Oh, good. All the charities that Donald Sterling donated millions of dollars to are giving the money back to him. Well, that'll show him. It's not bad.
Two businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist?
They are.
Yes, it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
You.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million are racist, according to this.
They're fine, man.
Do you have any other color jokes? I mean, he's just blue and yellow.
Did you just say, do I have any other colored jokes?
I knew you were going to say that.
Fucking Jimmy the Greek over here. I don't want to.
Jimmy the Greek.
How about Jimmy the Greek gets kicked out for being a racist? Meanwhile, they call him the Greek. TV. Jim's.
This what you said their neighbor was? Jim Ping?
That is my neighbor. A nice fella.
Nice guy?
Let me his abacus
I want to do
yesterday.
this.
Jesus.
Oh, come on. That's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was.
That was kind of
What are you,
racist.
Mickey Rooney?
Hey.
Hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have
but
a little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing, like you just did, in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
If you don't stop with that pornographer right this minute, I'm going to go to the police department.
You know what I read today?
Yeah,
in the
what?
Inquirer, that Michael Richards was attacked at that pink yogurt place.
Oh, he was attacked?
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing that's sort of scary is, first of all, Mel Gibson has a career that he could hurt. Michael Richards doesn't really.
Wait a minute, Norm. I believe Super Dave was going to tell a joke there. I'm kind of.
I'm sorry. I thought it was really
No. Well, it seemed to me that he was going to say something because he didn't. He wasn't being serious. And then you said some. Super Dave, was there a joke there?
No, Norm. No. I was telling the truth.
Okay.
That I read where he got these punk kids ran at him and slammed his car and everything, tried to turn it over, and he ran away.
Right.
Yeah, because I'd be very frightened because, like Mel Gibson, if you make fun of Jewish people, then it's not like you're in danger. But
What?
If you're driving
What did you
around,
say?
You heard him.
Oh. Hey, here's the thing, and I'm going to say it again.
Here's a very funny thing that happened. Marlon Brando, remember, said that Hollywood ran, the Jewish people ran Hollywood.
That's right.
Yeah, but Marlon Brando.
And then he had to apologize.
Marlon Brando
and then they let him work.
Say anything. Marlon Brando lived.
We're listening to Norm MacDonald and Super Dave argue about the Jews.
Marlon Brando lived behind a cardboard cutout.
What?
He lived behind a cardboard cutout. He was 900 pounds, so he could basically say anything.
No, but don't you think Michael Richards would be kind of in peril? And
well, but I don't think he had a career.
No, I'm saying just physically.
Hey, did you cut us off?
I didn't.
Are we just talking?
Yeah, you guys.
We're not even on the radio.
You haven't been on for the last hour, but that's great.
So great. I haven't talked to Norm in about 3 weeks.
Jonathan, don't you think that Michael Richards may have his life sort of in danger?
Yes.
No, I would move to either Tucson or Idaho.
Yeah, or Wisconsin.
Why, is Wisconsin good too?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You mean like just a shack in the woods with some...
Or Boston. He could move to Boston.
Yeah.
Stay hard. Wait a second.
No, wait.
You know the joke about B.B. King's wife?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
B.B.'s having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him, so she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home. B.B. comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, surprise! He said, who's Bob?
Oh, that's racist.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only Super Dave Osborne and his joke about
Yeah, sell that to Michael Richards, man.
Why,
Wow.
that's not a racist joke.
Yeah, sure it isn't.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, you know, that's the way you want to broadcasting in stereotypes. 97.9
I tell you what,
FM.
let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Bob Hope's wife goes to a tattoo parlor.
No, but you chose an African American.
Well, the Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And she says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. She comes home. Bob Hope comes home. She bends over, pulls her pants down, and he faints.
Now, Bob Hope is dead.
Yeah, I know.
Bring me the body of the great Bob Hope. If he struggles a lifetime of a rope. If he smells a bit, wash him down with soap. Just bring me the body of the great Bob Hope.
Bring Me the Body of the Great Bob Hope, another song by Super Dave Osborne and Norm MacDonald. They've collaborated together on a great new CD, Music from Dead People. Want to hear
Guy
something?
comes home with a duck under his arm.
Oh, shut
Wife
up.
opens the door.
Yeah.
She says, where the hell have you been? He says, this is the pig I've been screwing. She said, it's not a pig, it's a duck. He said, I'm not talking to you.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Super Dave, Norm MacDonald. You know
Why did you make her African American in that joke?
Yeah, why did you say? You heard it because you're racist. He said you're racist. He said, why didn't you make it an African American in your joke? That's what you like to do, don't you? Super Dave.
Hey, don't you feel sorry for Michael Richards, really, though?
All right, goodbye.
If you were Michael Richards and you were in that situation and you you said those things, what would you have done next?
Well, I think what he did was panic and start pretending it was Lenny Bruce. Like, because he said that word and everything, and then he said, that word, it still has power.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did this.
But no, I mean after the incident itself.
Oh, I would move to Idaho. Ketchum, Idaho.
Okay.
The only people nowadays can afford live-in help are rich people and Jews.
Not all Jewish people are rich.
I never knew one that wasn't.
Do you know that in many countries, England, for instance, there is a law that says whatever two consenting adults do in private is their own business?
Listen, this ain't England. We threw England out of here a long time ago. We don't want no more part of England. And for your information, England is a fag country.
What?
I think that, if God had meant us to be together, he'd have put us together. Well, look what he's done. He put you over in Africa. He put the rest of us in all the white countries.
I think most of the audience was laughing with Archie Bunker. Of course. A lot of people were laughing with Rob Reiner, the liberals and the conservatives. Yeah, Archie, you tell them.
Well, I think if you were neutral, you would agree with Archie because he was the funnier guy, the lovable guy, and he usually won the argument.
Yeah, and Rob had the beard.
And he was strident.
Yes.
Or maybe we're just racist.
You know who Jonah Hill is?
Huh?
Do you know who Jonah Hill is?
Yeah, the actor, the little fat kid.
Yeah. How about this for a joke?
He's a friend of Tatum O'Neal.
Good God, you're down. Channing.
Jonah Hill says his heart is broken over the fact he was caught on camera calling a photographer a gay slur. And speaking of things that are broken, Jonah Hill's chair. A nice statement.
Yeah, it's more of a comment.
Imagine if you're with the porno lady, you're like, what about this? You like this? And she's like, yeah, my husband invented it. You're like, oh. Because you know how you think you got your own moves?
Yeah. Have you ever been with a porn star?
No, I never would do it because I wouldn't want to pull out my measly...
wiener?
Yeah. Because like, what's she going to pretend? She's like, oh, ouch. You're like, what? What about that thing I saw you in last week with that?
Is this a good surprise for you guys or a weird surprise that Norm
I'm such a big fan of Norm's, man.
It's the first time you guys have met this morning, right?
Yeah. So
Jonah,
I'm so psyched. That's awesome.
When I knew you were coming in, I started thinking of the serious stuff, and I got to tell you about one thing. Superbad.
Yeah.
I'm 48 years old.
Yeah.
I go see Superbad, and the characters, your character and the other character, the main characters, are an amalgam of me and my best friend when we were in high school.
I hear that quite often.
I call the guy, and I go, you got to come to Austin. So he comes to Austin, and we go see it together and just laughed our asses off because of that was us. That was us in high school.
Oh, that's
that
so
whole
nice.
thing. So huge fan on that front now.
You look good for 48, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got a guy who looks like Bruce Springsteen. You got a guy who looks like he's 25 and he's 48.
How old do you think he is?
Good-looking bunch around here.
How old do you think he is?
Good-looking city.
How old do you think Bob is?
I would say 34.
Try 53.
Yeah, well, that's how old Bruce Springsteen is.
No, he's 60.
Yeah, he's 60. Why'd you pick 30?
Damn.
I'm darkness on the edge of town.
It's like he looks like Wilford Brimley. How old? 20? 20-year-old Wilford Brimley?
4 or 5 years old?
You go way too much. What are you, 1?
1 years old.
Now, Bob saw the movie last night.
Thank you for that compliment. I sincerely
Man, I'm
appreciate
telling
it.
you what, that movie, and I said that's like, I don't buy, you rent movies. You don't buy. That's the one movie I've saved, and I watch it over and over.
That's cool, man. Thank you.
Bob saw the movie last night,
man.
and
I loved it.
And before you come in here,
you saw Get Him to the Greek last night.
Yeah, we would lie to you if it was.
I wouldn't have come. I would have called in sick today if it.
Well, no. We would have told our listeners what we thought of it, like the first hour when you guys weren't up.
And then we wouldn't have known.
We
would have lied and kissed your ass when you came in here. But he said
I don't want to give anything away about it either, but there's so many surprises in that movie.
Off the air this morning, I said, seriously, how was the movie? And I've seen the trailer. The trailer's hilarious. And he goes, but a lot of times the trailer's hilarious, the movie sucks ass.
Right.
He goes,
I think our movie's better than our trailer.
He goes, dude,
I hate.
It was laugh out loud funny.
I hate people that you compare movies, say it's like this, it's like, but it's like it's all the best stuff you would expect from a Jonah Hill movie with a little bit of Spinal Tap mixed in, and it reminded me a little bit of Almost Famous, the sweetness, the sweet parts of that, because you play a character that's like
Nick literally pitched it to me as like a dirty Almost Famous.
You're teetering. you're one of those characters teetering on boyhood and manhood, right?
Yeah.
Like responsibilities versus being this kind of rock. Fan, and I loved it on that level too, of just of your character, of just being this guy that just doesn't know he wants to commit. He doesn't. He's facing all these things for the first time, but it's hysterical. You're going to see things in this movie that you've never seen on film before. I got to look at the rock star.
Dagwood?
No, the rock star. Aldous.
Yeah.
There's really not an equivalent in real life.
Sounds good though. Is it in the theater?
There's really no single British.
I wouldn't have had a chance.
Sorry.
There's not really any single like solo British rock stars like that anymore. Are there? Is he like
the closest
Bowie? But Bowie's old.
I feel like Jack White.
Oh yeah, Jack White. I mean, the closest we were thinking was like, but he's not like a bad boy, but like Chris Martin. Like was like kind of the closest equivalent, you know?
But none of them behave like that.
No,
like in behavior,
like
it's more just.
But it's more like taking a '70s, '60s rock star and putting him kind of in.
Pete Doherty. That's who it is. I mean, that's really who we and he's mega famous in England, obviously, and less so here.
So Nick, I'm IMDbing you, which is not a sexual term anymore, but you directed one of my favorite television shows that didn't make it, Undeclared.
I was a writer on that.
Oh,
yeah.
still.
Yeah.
What a great show. Were you on that show?
Was not, but a big fan of it.
Yeah, it was like a great. You knew it wasn't going to last because it was too good.
Well, we knew because we premiered on September 11th. So that's how we knew it wasn't going to last. Actually.
I didn't know that, really.
And Dale, you got to see that everybody's great in this film, but Sean Combs.
He steals it.
Oh, my God. He blows up in this movie.
He's so funny.
Unbelievable. And what you were doing the Q&A while the credits were. You started the Q&A while the credits were rolling. I know his face popped up at the end of the movie, and I missed it. Now I gotta go back and see what he said at the end.
It's a teaser for the Avengers.
Oh, okay.
For Thor.
Dude, you would love it.
Wait, so how old was Nick when he was directing Freaks and Geeks and Undeclared?
Or was
how old were you when you were writing for Undeclared?
For Undeclared, I was.
Well, Freaks and Geeks was first, right?
I know I didn't work on Freaks and Geeks.
Oh,
you were still in college.
We withdraw the question.
So how old were you when you directed?
I was 24 when I was writing on it.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So the story.
Like, remember when you were 24, what you thought was funny or good? You know what I mean? How hard it is to actually do good stuff when you're 24.
I remember Judd telling me what was funny and good.
I thought
he would just tell you and you did it.
Norm, I thought you were funny when I was 24.
Oh no, you might think something was funny, but what you like I remember when I was starting comedy, I was like 25 or something like that. But Eddie Murphy was already a star, and he was 19.
Yeah, 19.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can that guy be funny? Because I remember what I thought was funny when I was 19. It was all lame.
On Undeclared, one of the writers was Seth Rogen. He was also obviously one of the stars of Undeclared, but he was 18. I remember him coming into the first writers meeting, and all of us being like, we obviously liked him on Freaks and Geeks, but he just being like, who does this kid think he is? And then he would just turn in the funniest scripts.
So, John,
he just knew it and nailed it.
You were right.
Wasn't Byron Allen on that show too, though? Oh no, that's a different one.
You were right. You were right.
Wait, have you guys seen Comics Unleashed? Have you seen Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen? Hey, speaking of this thing, Byron Allen does this thing. You know how you guys do junkets, which is part of what you're kind of doing now?
Yeah.
But Byron Allen does this show where all he does is go on junkets. He goes to hotels, and he interviews guys like everybody else does at the junkets, because they bring the stars, like they bring Joan and Nick in, and then 40 guys that ask him questions. So then Byron Allen just goes in, and he interviews it, but then he turns it into a show, like it's an interview show instead of a. So he goes, and then it's always like. It shows at 1 o'clock in the morning. He goes, tonight on the it's Byron Allen's voice. He goes, tonight on the Entertainers, Jonas Hill, Harrison Ford, Eddie Murphy, George Harrison. It's like the biggest stars of all time.
So it's like a big talk show, but it's a junket.
And it's just him in like a small room, like with the guy with a poster behind him.
5 minutes
like
each,
2 years ago that he did a movie. And then Byron, at the start of the interview, he goes, hey, man, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. He goes, he always starts the interview the same place, be like Harrison Ford, who clearly has no idea who Byron is. So Byron goes, hey, man, the last time we talked, man, you were doing that movie about the Russian guy. What's been going on with you, man? And so, like, you get in your head, maybe they have dinner together, and then so Harrison Ford, he goes, huh? But he doesn't want to look racist, you know? So he's like, oh, yeah, I remember. How have you been? He goes, pretty good, man, pretty good. So he's a master at it costs him nothing.
That's a really good practical joke.
Right. And Byron Allen is just one of 100 interviews he did that day.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Jonah, you guys started, if Wiki's right, you got started writing plays, and you went to New York to be an actor?
Yeah, I would write weird stuff in New York when I was like a freshman in college at New School University, and then I would perform them at this bar called Black and White, and then it kind of got popular.
One-man plays, or
sometimes with other people, yeah, like one acts and
right.
stuff, and then like weird performance art.
And then
things.
somebody stumbles in and sees you, and
they got kind of popular amongst students at my school and NYU and stuff, and then it got kind of like a following. It was pretty cool. I remember like a couple times I'd be like at dinner somewhere and someone would recognize me from it. And I would be so psyched because, like, they had just heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like, "Hey, you're the guy that does those weird plays and stuff." And I was like, "Yeah."
What would be
yes, I am, Mom.
What would be a play? Like, what was your favorite one that was like your signature?
Well, they would do this open mic night. This is how it got started. Was basically they would do this open mic night. It was the only place that would let us drink because I didn't have a fake ID. So that they would let me drink there, and I was 18 and looked like I was like 12, you know. So, so my friend Michael took me there because he lived right around the corner, and the guys who owned the bar were really cool. And on Sunday night they had an open mic like storytelling night, so it'd be all like hipster East Village like junkies that would be like doing heroin on the A train, like not calling my dad, you know, like really serious stuff.
You don't have to say the second line. Not calling my dad.
Yeah.
We kind of surmised that.
Yeah. But yeah, very literal, like storytelling, like long stories. And I was like, man, I should just write like a fake one.
Oh, yeah.
So I started writing fake ones that people thought were serious, and then like my friends knew it was I was lying. So like there was this one, the first one I wrote, that was probably my favorite because it was the first time I'd ever performed. And so I wrote this one about my dad having an affair with his Native American secretary. And then how I learned about Native American culture through this new woman who was like my surrogate mom, and like
I want to read that.
It was so weird, and everyone was just silent. It was like so serious, like there were no jokes in it or anything.
Friends laugh?
My friends, it was probably the funniest thing I've ever done because it was like no one knew I was joking. You know?
Was this poetry?
It was more like story, like
important stuff.
Yeah, like a 5-minute story. Like people would write like short story, reading their short stories or whatnot.
Like sometimes they'll do one-man play. Like, you know how people think their life's interesting? So I said one-man play. It was an hour and a half. So if I think of my life, like I couldn't cobble together an hour and a half of interesting.
No, it wasn't one of those things where I was like,
it was
1968, Brooklyn.
No,
I'm sitting over there. The Bombers are doing great this season.
No, the funny thing is when they say they have a big dramatic moment in the one-act play, but it's just something that happened to everyone, you know. And then they're like, and that's when I found out my mother had breast cancer. And then it blacks out. You're like, what? And that happened to everyone in the world? It's supposed to be all dramatic.
We have a gentleman that, never mind. No, we have a gentleman who does.
When I was on Saturday
Night, we've got a guest, a one-act play guy that comes in. Used to come in a lot.
Right.
But one-act plays are great. Like when
if they're good,
they're good, like not one-man plays, one act.
Well, no, this is a one-man show guy.
One-act plays.
Story.
One-act, one-man.
They're my favorite.
All right, we're gonna
great.
Let's break.
Have you ever done that in your acting career?
That's how I started. Then I started writing one-act plays.
Real one-act plays. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You guys know how I find this interesting?
No, we do. It's just there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 open mics right now.
And I just don't know if we're making the Universal people happy.
Let's make sure that we're plugging the movie. Get them to the great. Can we take a break? Come back.
And it opens today. Is that right?
June 4th.
And would you guys be up to taking some phone calls from our fine listeners?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, cool. If you guys have any questions for Jonah or Nick or hell, Michael McDonald. Who else is in here?
Wasn't he a singer? Wasn't he a rock singer?
I was just. I know it's Norm. I know it's
the
Norm.
Doobie Brothers?
Right, but
we don't
my
need to hear
mind.
we don't need to hear your filth.
973-8300 if you want to call in. We'll be back in a minute. Dudley and Bob Show. All right, we might get a couple of calls in for Jonah if you want. Jonah Hill of Get Him to the Geek.
Get Him to the Greek.
Sorry, y'all cut me a break. I was just talking about the geeks in Superbad. Yeah, we were just talking about that. So
Get Him to the Greek.
973-8300. Get Him to the Greek.
June 4th.
And I told. Yeah, it's not out yet? Oh, it's June 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it might be showing this weekend. But Bob saw it last night.
Wait, am I in this movie?
No.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
And Nick.
Do you know what it's about?
You're in the People versus Larry Flynn.
Because I asked Jonas, he said it wasn't even out on the screen yet.
Nick, is it
June
is
4th.
it a sequel somewhat loosely?
I would say it's a spin-off, but it's pretty different. There's not.
I heard it was a sequel to Weird Science.
That's your source is incorrect.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know.
You should get a new
I just know
source.
what I hear on the street.
To Saving Sarah Marshall.
Forgetting. You don't know the titles of any of the movies.
I loved you in Super Good too, by the way.
Yeah.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
It's good because I honestly can't remember your name.
That's all right. I'm Dave. That's okay. Just call me Dave. Everybody does. So
there's some recurring characters.
But is the
there.
rock star that has the same name? Or?
Yeah, he's playing the same guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Russell Brand's character Aldous Snow is the same guy as he was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and other than that, there's no
right. But
there's
Jonah
no
in this
overlap.
movie is a junior record executive who's got an idea that he's trying to get across to his boss, and his boss accepts it, and then you've got the responsibility. It's like a road picture. You've got the responsibility of getting this rock star.
It's kind of like a
this
dirty,
has-been.
almost famous.
He's not
is a
really a
good-
has-been, but he's had rough times.
I would say it's kind of like a mix between Almost Famous and Midnight Run.
Yeah.
Now is it like
like it's like a road movie with one guy escorting, a normal guy escorting,
right?
A really crazy, messed up guy.
A little bit of
and Trainspotting.
and The Last Detail, if you've ever seen that.
You know, we watched The Last Detail. Like I watched it like every day before we started Superbad. I thought that was like one of my main references for Superbad.
Yeah,
because it's like three guys like out getting like hammered and like crazy.
I want to ask you that when you're doing like
were you Randy Quaid?
I was Randy Quaid, obviously.
Yeah,
I watched Sid and Nancy before getting to the Greek. I'm not kidding. That was my.
I watched my favorite year in Midnight Run and
I just saw My Favorite Year a few weeks ago. It was
My
good.
Favorite Year was so good. I was watching this hardcore.
How do you know when you're
porn.
shooting a
What?
comedy like this that you got that you're getting it right when you're filming it? I mean that
you hope and pray you're getting it right. You don't
because
really know.
there's not an audience there laughing. And I always wondered you shoot several different takes and different ways.
We shoot every tone possible in each scene.
I'm getting that signal from the publicist. It's time to wrap up. That you guys have to go somewhere else.
Well, let's take a phone call before we leave because that was rude because we said we were going to.
The only phone call I have wants to ask Norm a question.
Okay, great. Well, I was just trying to be respectful.
No, you're very fun. Listen,
know.
I'm a big fan.
Well,
it's
I
kind of crazy in here today. I wished I had about 1 million questions for you.
Oh man, well, no.
I wish I had questions for you.
Listen, I wish I knew the names of your films.
No. I said I have 1 million questions for you. I wish we had more time. Did I say I wish we had more questions?
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
It's okay. June 4th, Get Him to the Greek. Austin's the best town ever, and I'm not BSing. It is the coolest place on earth.
I love this city.
It's so cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Are you staying, Norm, or are you going?
I got a phone call.
Oh, you're staying for your phone call.
My apologies that.
Great to meet
Thanks.
you.
Great meeting
Yeah.
you, man. Really.
Thank you guys for having us.
No,
Yeah,
thanks for
very much.
coming in, guys. Get them to the Greek starting June 4th.
Thank you.
Well, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Hey man,
Yeah,
much
I'll
success.
go see
I think
the
you
movie,
do really
man.
well.
Bye,
We'll
Nick.
see you
Thank
around.
you.
Of course, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you guys
See
so
you
much.
in LA, man.
Take care, everybody. Yeah. Thank you
See
so
you, man.
much.
Thanks, Jonah. Bye.
Say
It's weird to say goodbye in the middle of the break, but
say goodbye
bye.
to Matt.
Yeah, definitely will.
See ya.
Probably got to go do TV somewhere.
Yeah, normally they go to the TV stations.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, do the noon
You
shows.
want to take your call,
and the-
Norm?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah, let's take your call. Let's go to the phones. There's no calls coming in.
What? We even lost my caller?
What? No, your call's here. What's your call? What's your question?
Hey, Norm.
What?
Big fan. You're talking about your TV shows. I heard the Norm show's coming out on DVD. I was just wondering if you did any commentaries or special features for that.
Yeah, it is coming out on TV. It's coming out on, what do you call it?
DVD.
Yeah,
Those
it is coming out on DVD.
They're like laser discs,
but I don't make any money.
Smaller.
I don't make any
You don't?
money.
Really?
But they said, we'll give you money to come and comment on it. So I went in a room, and they played the shows, and I just talked. But I found I was talking to this other guy, and I found I wasn't watching the show at all. I was just talking.
I think it might actually be worth getting it just for
At first,
that.
you're commenting. You're like, "That's interesting. That guy was cast at the last second." And then you realize in your mind, you go, "No one cares about any of this." So then I just started going, "Hey, look, a coffee cup." But there wasn't a coffee cup that you'd be watching, but there was a coffee cup in the studio.
Did you remember the episodes as you were commenting? Did you remember the shooting or anything behind them?
No, I just
No.
I don't remember much.
They pay you,
what?
They pay you well for commenting?
Not much, no.
No.
But it was just a day's work of going and looking at myself.
And talking
Should we
what?
just steal the DVDs, Norm?
What?
Should we just steal them then?
No, well, listen, I'm not going to say straight out on the radio that you should commit a crime, you know?
You want me to say it for you?
What? That you should commit
go
a crime?
steal them?
No, I wasn't thinking of that crime.
Oh, just any other crime?
Yeah, listen, man. Are you into bank heists?
No.
Ah, shoot, man. I'm looking for a getaway guy. It's the easiest job in the bank house, in the bank heist.
The wheelman?
Ah, that guy, man, he's the easiest. He just sits in the car while we all have to go into a bank with guns. Guy's just sitting in the car.
Yeah, but he's the guy with the cop is always, tapping on the window going, hey, move it along. This is no parking
that's
zone.
just in movies, man. That's just in movies. In real life, the guy's just parked in front of the ATM, and then you run out. There's gunfire going all around your head, and then you can't get the door open. You come on, Frank. And he's like, I told you guys, I'm not good with guns. And you're like, gun it. Hit it.
Pedal to the metal.
Yeah, well, like he wouldn't know that. That's his one thing, like, drive fast.
You swear you've never had an acid flashback?
No, I've never had it. No, I never took acid. That was just a joke. I never took LSD.
Took it one time.
What happened?
I was at a Paul McCartney concert in Dallas because Paul McCartney just that says acid when you hear Paul McCartney music, like songs like "Let 'Em In," and I was on a bus with the listeners, and this woman walked up to me. She goes, "Stick out your tongue," and I went like this, and she put this piece of paper on my tongue,
without knowing.
and I didn't know anything was going on. And then
did she tell you?
No, yeah. She right after she put it on my tongue.
Know you were going. You didn't think you were going insane.
You just took acid. Wow. And then later in the tunnel of Texas Stadium, there was a woman holding a box of Starburst, and I also had a box of Starburst. And something in my head told me that those must also be my Starbursts. So I went up to a strange woman and said, "Those are my Starbursts."
Wow.
Like a crazy person. And then it lasted till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
and wallpaper was running down, and I had to call my girlfriend.
I'll be honest with you, I did it one time.
Well, why'd you lie?
Well, because I don't know what people think I did LSD, but I did it one time, and so I laid down on my bed. I was just a young boy, and I looked up, and there was a hanging plant for some reason in my room.
No, there wasn't.
And in the plant came the face of Jesus, the countenance of our Lord and Savior, Jesus, the pale Nazarene, suddenly showed up in my hanging plant. So I was like, oh man, well, I'm on LSD. This must be like just a crazy trick of my eye, an optical, thing. And then I thought, wait a minute, what if it's just a coincidence that I'm on LSD and Jesus is showing up? That would be bad luck for me. You know what I mean? I get absolute proof he exists, and then I ignore it, thinking it was the
acid
effects of the acid. So then I'm in a quandary. I'm stuck in a quandary. I don't know if you guys have ever been stuck in a quandary. But
not while I'm on acid.
So, anyways, my quandary was it fixed itself because suddenly the face of Jesus morphed into the face of Trapper John M.D. You know that guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So then I was like, oh, that's cool.
Which one, though? The one
Pernell
from
Roberts.
MASH?
Yeah,
Okay.
Pernell Roberts.
The actor.
You must have seen it this morning.
I don't think you've ever seen MASH where they go, hey, Trapper John M.D.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
That's that must have freaked you out when our sports guy came in because he's got that white bearded look.
He looks like Trapper John M.D.
There was your flashback.
It's too weird when they have the character changes, like it's it's Wayne Rogers and it's another guy, and you're like, what? He looks different. Like I remember one time as a little kid on Bewitched, suddenly Darren looked all different. you know, because it was a different
Right,
actor.
right.
But I was just a little kid.
But they were
so I
both
was
named
like,
Dick.
So I was like, yeah.
York and Sargent.
So I was like Dick York and Dick Sargent. But as a child, you see, I didn't know anything about Dick York or Dick Sargent or
What'd you
Elizabeth
think?
Montgomery. I thought of Darren Stevens and his wife, you know, Elizabeth Stevens, or whatever her name was. Sam Stevens.
Samantha Stevens.
Yes.
So anyways, when I didn't know Dick York or Dick Sargent, all I knew was Darren Stevens. So when he suddenly changed appearance drastically,
Yeah.
I thought, what's that Endora up to this time?
Oh, boy.
You know, she was in Citizen Kane.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she was in Citizen Kane. She always played,
Endora.
What about when
And
you
Mrs.
get
Crab.
cast? It's tough when you get cast as an old bag.
Yeah.
And like you know when you're reading the script, or it even says old bag shows up. You're like, what's this mine? But like they had the show Jake and the Fat Man. So
who was
William Conrad?
William
Conrad.
Conrad.
He was
Bill
Cannon.
Conrad.
Yeah, Bill Conrad. Beautiful man, I hear.
Great actor.
But he was Cannon. He was a big star, big Quinn Martin star.
Quinn Martin production?
And so he, he was not a man to be trifled with. So if you're writing a script for somebody to be with, and you go, I would like to, maybe a William Conrad vehicle might propel me. Yeah, you might not want to write, you might not want to title it Jake and the Fat Man. And then send it to William Conrad, because William Conrad's like, what the? I'm pretty sure I'm not Jake. And if I'm Jake, I don't want to be on the show at all, because then it's really gross. But
I love the way your mind
Norm
works.
MacDonald tonight at Cap City and tomorrow night. And
All
we'll
these
sell out.
observations and more.
467-2333. Thanks for being here, dude.
Thanks a lot. Listen, God bless in the name of the Pale Nazarene. What? And hey, what about this, man? You know how you're.
He's like the Energizer Bunny.
I love that.
This lady told me this thing. I said, if you're a Christian, you're kind of reviled nowadays in today's society. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're looked on as a joke, kind of. Bill Maher makes fun of you. But let's say you're a lady and you believe in astrology, right? Then suddenly everything's fine. Nobody thinks you're an idiot.
Weekend Update with Norm MacDonald.
Thank you. I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Yesterday, Simpson trial judge Lance Ito allowed that mystery envelope to be opened, and it appears Simpson may already have won $10 million. The first deaf Miss America, Heather Whitestone, was crowned last week in Atlantic City. Although completely deaf, she is an expert lip reader. Personally, I don't think she's that pretty, not my cup of tea. Well, David Hasselhoff is a huge rock star in Germany, where his latest album sold 5 million copies this week, which once again proves my theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. Christy Brinkley told reporters this week that her marriage to Billy Joel was over long before their divorce. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Christy Brinkley and that she was married to Billy Joel. And in a related story, this week marked the 5,000th performance of the Broadway musical Cats. It also marked the 5,000th time a guy turned to his wife and said, "What the hell is this?" And finally, John Wayne Bobbitt is going to be an adult film star. He has been signed to play himself in the John Wayne Bobbitt story. The part of his severed penis will be portrayed by Pauly Shore. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. Las Vegas mogul Steve Wynn has announced plans for a new hotel, 46 stories high, set on a 17-acre island in the middle of a 50-acre artificial lake on the Las Vegas Strip. In a related story, Motel 6 now has shampoo. Well, a beef-flavored water for dog hit stores this week, and dogs are eagerly anticipating the arrival next month of the newest water flavor, other dogs' asses. Dr. James Watts, a neurosurgeon who performed the first frontal lobotomy, died this week in Washington. If you recall, a lobotomy involves drilling holes in the skull and then inserting and rotating a knife to destroy brain cells. What a genius, he'll be missed. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. Ted Kennedy says now that he's won re-election, he can finally relax, get off that crazy diet, and really let himself go. Yeah, Ricky Lake, you know, she really is an animal lover, though. She has 3 cats, 2 dogs, and a big ass that follows her around everywhere. Well, there may be trouble in paradise. Lisa Marie Presley confirmed this week that she and Michael Jackson live in separate residences 50 miles away from each other. Lisa Marie was quoted as saying, "I guess being married to a homosexual pedophile wasn't such a great idea after all." Kenny G has a Christmas album out this year. Hey, happy birthday, Jesus. Hope you like crap. Well, a study this week reports seafood is good for you unless it's fried. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. A new FBI study shows that for the first time, Americans are more likely to be killed by a stranger than a loved one or acquaintance. Their advice? Introduce yourself to as many people as possible. A sheepdog carrying $250,000 worth of cocaine in its stomach was found at JFK Airport earlier this week. A customs agent got suspicious when he saw 2 airline employees taking turns sniffing the dog's ass. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, "We want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people." There's a new 24-hour cable TV channel now. It's called Fish TV. The channel shows a giant aquarium of fish 24 hours a day, except from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. when it shows the Byron Allen Show. In a survey this week, men said they preferred penis size to height. 62% of men said they'd rather be 5'2" with a 7-inch penis. 36% said they'd rather be 6'3" with a 3-inch penis. And the remaining 2% said they'd rather be 1'4" with a 300-inch penis. Here we see the president and the first bitch. Hey, slow down, you bitch. Let me catch up. A 51-year-old cosmonaut set a world space endurance record this week after spending 367 days aboard the Russian space station Mir. And also, as a side note, he also smashed his own masturbation record. In Walnut Creek, California, anyone who turns in his gun can get free therapy. And anyone who doesn't turn in his gun can get free anything. According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor likes her lovemaking loud, rough, and frequent. Coincidentally, that's also how she likes to eat. Well, it's official. There you go. Michael Jordan is leaving baseball to return to basketball. It is unclear whether the media will now refer to him by his old basketball nickname, Air Jordan, or his more recent baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. Newlyweds Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson had their first argument this week. He wants kids, while she wants fake kids. A new study says that people who quit smoking have healthier lungs. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. And in court this week, Cato Kalin testified that O.J. Simpson did not appear angry before or after the period of his wife's murder. But Kalin admitted he could have been a touch edgy while he was actually murdering her. Might have been a... Leona Helmsley fired a maid this week for stealing her Victoria's Secret lingerie. And you think she looks hot here, huh? Imagine, if you would, with the Hertz rental car company announced this week that it will buy 520,000 vehicles, increasing its worldwide fleet 24%. In addition, they will try to find a new spokesman who won't kill his ex-wife. And finally, the Diamond Council of America advises that men spend 2 months' salary on an engagement ring, while the American Housing Company suggests that you spend 25% of your salary on rent. Interestingly, the U.S. Crack Association recommends that you spend all your salary on crack. In medical news this week, scientists report there may soon be a vaccine for drug addicts, which completely eliminates the craving for cocaine. They caution, however, that the vaccine is extremely dangerous, highly addictive, and costs $10,000 a gram. This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, "There it is, I've been looking all over for that thing." Whoa. In a bid to boost low attendance, officials at the New Jersey State Aquarium have announced plans for a $4 million facelift. In addition, flashing neon signs will be placed outside the aquarium, stating that the fish are, quote, all nude all the time. Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. Last week, Duchess of York Sarah Ferguson visited the Big Apple and showed off her 14-pound weight loss. Hopefully, this will not interfere with her official duties of sitting on her fat ass all day long. Well, singer Willie Nelson, who was arrested recently in Texas for marijuana possession, saw the charges against him drop this week. A judge ruled the arrest had been illegal because police didn't have probable cause to search his car for pot. How about the fact he's Willie Nelson? Well, the magazine POV came out this week with a list of the best and worst jobs to have in the next century. Their 3 best were, in this order, multimedia software designer, management consultant, and interactive advertising executive. While their worst, for the 3rd year in a row, crack whore. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into 2 camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. A Cambridge, Massachusetts juror found City Councilman William Walsh not guilty of malicious destruction of property after he removed 2 dildos from a sculpture in the City Hall annex. Walsh's defense was that he was walking by, saw them, and said to himself, "Hey, free dildos!" Look at there. While Premiere Magazine's list of the 100 most powerful people in Hollywood hit the newsstands this month, in an odd bit of ranking, Demi Moore was ranked number 28, while her breasts were ranked 20 and 21. So, at a press conference this week, Washington Mayor Marion Barry said he wants private businesses to provide 5,000 summer jobs for a district youth program. He also wants some crack. At Virginia Commonwealth University, a professor is being sued following revelations that he spanked one of his students. It was the student's parents who first became suspicious when they asked, "What kind of marks are you getting?" And she replied, "Big red ones on my ass." So, for the 5th year in a row, People magazine has named John F. Kennedy Jr. one of its 50 most beautiful people. Meanwhile, Big Red Nose magazine has named Ted Kennedy one of its 50 faces most ravaged by drink. Well, in Buffalo, Wyoming, a truck jackknifed this week, spilling hundreds of sticks of dynamite on the I-90 interstate, though officials noted that there is absolutely no danger as long as you're protected by magic. Yeah, I wish I was protected by magic. All right. In stock market news this week, April's 3 biggest losers were Cantab Pharmaceuticals, Champion Enterprises, and Crapco, which manufactures crap. And also crap-related items, most recently Mariah Carey's Christmas album. Due to expected cutbacks in funding for PBS's The Frugal Gourmet, has announced that he'll be changing his name to The Cheap Bastard. Well, in a questionable move by the defense team this week, O.J. Simpson demonstrated how to stab 2 people at the same time. Well, Gary Busey left the hospital this week after overdosing on cocaine last Friday. Doctors say Busey is okay and he should be back in the hospital in no time. Last Friday in Washington, D.C., the city's elementary school students pledged to stay drug-free as a gift to their moms on Mother's Day. Meanwhile, D.C. Mayor Marion Barry got his mom a great big box of chocolates. The Walt Disney Company has announced plans to build a $300 million hotel and entertainment complex in New York's Times Square. Construction begins next spring on their first attraction, Crack Horrors of the Caribbean. The American Academy of Pediatrics has released an updated list of unsafe baby products. Topping the list this year is the really, 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 really high chair. Officials in Disney World have ordered their ride, the Extra Terror Estrial, to be shut down until it can be made scarier. When the attraction reopens in 2 weeks, it will be exactly the same, but missing 6 bolts. The United Paramount Network's new show, Star Trek Voyager, finished in first place Monday night with a 14.7 rating. For those of you who don't know, 1 rating point is equal to 950,000 nerds. In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... You don't get worse luck than that. Taco Bell this week introduced a new light menu, as well as a new slogan. Half the fat, but still tastes like crap. OJ's pal Al Cowlings now has a 1-900 number. For $2.99 a minute, Cowlings will tell callers that OJ is innocent. And for $3.99 a minute, he'll try to do it without laughing. And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. So we apologize for that. 130 years after the Civil War, the state of Mississippi has finally voted to abolish slavery. Representatives say they would have liked to have done it sooner, but they were delayed due to some awfully big cotton crops. They had some kind of big cotton thing. All right. And finally, the Oscar nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard. Well, there's good news this week from strife-torn Ireland, where a historic peace agreement has just been signed. Gee, I wonder if anyone will celebrate by drinking. New medical research shows that men and women have different food cravings. Men preferring meat and women preferring sweets. Scientists trace this back to caveman days, when men had to go out and hunt for food while women sat on their fat asses eating chocolates. Washington Power to some Mary Madeline and James Carville are expecting their first baby in July. No one knows if the baby will be a Democrat or a Republican, but doctors are sure of one thing. It will be weird looking. This was Colin Ferguson's first week in prison. Ferguson has reportedly dismissed his cellmate, and from now on he will be acting as his own bitch. The richest girl in the world, billionaire Athena Onassis, celebrated her 10th birthday this week. What's it like to be the richest girl in the world? Well, to give you some idea, at the party, they had 2 cakes. Due to a change in policy, Amtrak employees will no longer be able to kick homeless people out of Penn Station based on the way they look. From now on, they will have to go solely on urine stench. Some teenagers are snorting or injecting Ritalin, a drug prescribed to treat attention deficit disorder in children. Drug abuse experts warn that Ritalin can cause accelerated blood pressure, along with enhanced mental alertness, a surge of energy, and an increased sense of self-confidence. And remember, kids, those are bad things.
And then you mentioned before, Norm eventually got fired, and the rumors were that it was too many OJ jokes and that sort of thing, which is ironic because you told me...
that wasn't really a rumor. I mean, that's why.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't realize that Norm could have stayed if he had agreed to let them fire Jim Downey.
Ah.
Jim is one of the best writers in the history of the show. He had been head writer for many years, but he could have stayed if he had agreed to fire Downey. And people ask me, well, why didn't? And he never. And I'll tell you another thing. You talk about Norm. From what I know, I don't know anybody. I mean, I was in touch with Norm, but I hadn't seen him in a while when he. When I heard he passed away, I certainly didn't know he was sick. I'm sure his producing partner and, really like a best friend, his Lori Jo, I would assume she knew. I don't know if he told his family. Norm never told Jim directly that he could have stayed at SNL if he fired him, but wow. Jim heard it from other people, not just me. It wasn't even a thought that he was like, oh, they said I could keep doing it without Downey, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a discussion. I don't know if that answered. I don't even remember the question.
No, we were talking about OJ, and actually it reminded me.
OJ. Oh yes. Look, it was Don Ohlmeyer's friend, and we just kept
hammering him, right? What about you told me that
I'm in New Canaan visiting my little son, and the first thing I see is the sound was off on the TV, and he's sitting in his high chair, and he was like 2 years old, I guess, and so he looks up at the thing, and there's Chris Farley, but with the sound off, he didn't know exactly what it was. He starts laughing hysterically just at the sight of Chris Farley, and then the phone rings, and it's Mike Shoemaker from the show, who's a producer at the show, and he says a couple things. Chris Farley's dead, and you and Norm were fired.
Wow.
And so apparently, and later, guess what? It was like 3 years later, Norm told me, and he had never said this to me, because if it were positions were reversed, I would have said it right away. He said, they told me like it wasn't, that they were only firing you, that I was welcome to stay. And I said, I won't do it without Downey. And so they said, okay, motherfucker, be our guest. So that's how Norm came to be fired. He went out of solidarity with me. So
well, I think it's probably smart because you made it. You guys together were really good. It probably would have.
He would have been.
He's
fine
great,
without
but
me,
you're great, right?
I've been searching for what's missing, but the answer.
Our top story tonight comes from the O.J. Simpson civil trial, where this week it was revealed that in his first interview with police, Simpson had refused to take a lie detector test. His reason? It detects lies. This week at the O.J. Judge Lance Ito this week barred all potential jurors from reading Faye Resnick's controversial new book, Nicole Brown Simpson, Diary of a Life Interrupted. The judge also barred them from reading Faye Resnick's other new book entitled Judge Lance Ito is a Big Fruit. And now it's time for Weekend Update's movie reviews. This week I saw Interview with the Vampire. And here's my review. Not gay enough. This week, a court banned gays from marching in Boston's St. Patrick's Day parade, but they will still allow them to be beaten up by drunken Irish guys. I'm afraid to know what you're applauding at there. Okay. Meanwhile, Elton John continues to deny rumors that he is engaged to his tennis racket. Well, if I can be allowed a personal opinion, I think Harrison Ford's new mustache works. And by works, I mean looks really gay. In overseas news, an attempt to lift the ban on gays serving in the British Armed Forces has been defeated in Parliament. This raises a difficult legal question. How do you exactly tell if a British guy is gay? In an interview in this month's Vanity Fair, actor Tom Cruise attempts to end once and for all rumors that he is gay. Meanwhile, the U.S. Army is dealing with a scandal of its own as dozens of female recruits have charged drill instructors with sexual harassment, intimidation, and even sexual assault. Analysts are calling it the best argument yet for gays in the military. Jonathan Schmitz, the Jenny Jones guest who killed his secret gay admirer because of his fear and hatred of homosexuality, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. Well, I guess that plan backfired, huh? And it's been reported that Keanu Reeves is engaged to actress Amanda Decadina. Asked to comment, Keanu said, "What? I thought I was gay. I'd always heard I was gay. Beginning in March, DC Comics will change Superman's traditional red and blue costume to a new form-fitting bodysuit. The problem with the old costume? Not gay enough. What the hell's going on in the country? That's not Superman. All right. TriStar's Pictures is planning a film about the 70s disco act, The Village People. While the movie will be coming out next summer, it plans to wait until Thanksgiving to come out to its parents. The artist formerly known as Prince says he now wants to be known as simply the artist. Meanwhile, I will continue to refer to him as simply the fruit. In other music news, several major acts are on tour this month, including the Counting Crows, Metallica, and the Fruit. A study on weight loss revealed this week that women who participate in a weekly diet program lost 50% more weight, snacked less, and bought more fruits and vegetables than women in general. Which just goes to prove my new theory: Richard Simmons is gay. Our top story tonight. This week, after months of speculation, sitcom star Ellen DeGeneres finally admitted that, yes, she is gay. Inspired by her courage, today, diet guru Richard Simmons admitted that he is really, 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 really gay. And the other big thing, I read the newspapers, I also read the magazines, you know?
The periodicals.
Yeah, the periodicals.
Yeah.
And I was reading, I don't know if you read the cover of Time magazine, but they got the cover this week is a lady saying, I'm gay.
Yeah, it's Ellen DeGeneres,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
But that's got to be a slow news week, a lady saying she's gay. That's a big story.
I guess.
Yeah. And, but it's brave of her, though, you know, it's brave. It's brave
Takes
of her.
a great deal of personal courage.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I read just this morning that Richard Simmons now, to take it even further, he now is making a statement that he's really, really, really gay.
That's news.
Yeah.
To me, that ought to be on the cover.
Yeah, he got burned.
You still live in New York?
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful city. You're in Hollywood now, though,
Jacques
aren't you?
Villeneuve?
Yeah, Jacques Villeneuve. Canadian. You know.
Canadian who grew up in my city, and his father was my all-time hero. Gilles.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Did you meet him backstage?
No, I haven't. I met Randy Travis, and I'm a huge country music fan, and George Jones is my favorite, so this is a big night for me.
Do you like the new country or you like the old country?
No, the new is gay.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, I don't want to tell you how to do your business, but you got a suit on.
I should have a tie.
What, would it kill you to wear a tie? You know, just come on, make me feel better.
No, you know what happened is I had a tie, and on the way here, a dirty homeless bum stole it.
No, it didn't happen.
No,
you look like you're in town on a convention and have decided to go nuts.
What? I was in an elevator, you know, in this hotel, and there were these two Shriners, you know, and so I guess, I don't know, I thought, do I look like a gay guy or something? Because I'm in this,
What do you want to look like, Norm? What are you trying to look like?
I want to look like a guy that would not be on Cunanan's hit list. So I was
simple as that.
But I'm on this elevator, you know, and there's these three Shriner guys, you know, the Shriners, they wear the hats.
Funny hats.
And so they were going, hey, how you doing there, fella? You know, so I go, I'm all right. And I'm wearing the suit, you know, because I'm at this hotel. And so then they go, yeah, he goes, hey, they go, later on tonight, we got a party going on up in our room. They go, we got some booze there, some broads, you know. The guy says, you like the broads, don't you? Yeah? So I go, yeah, no, I like the broads. You know? He goes, oh, yeah, no, I know. I wasn't saying anything. I just see by your suit there, I thought maybe you were kind of a how do you do.
How do you do? What the hell does that mean?
That's a gay man.
Oh.
I don't know.
How you feeling? You all right? Somebody told me you had the flu or something.
Oh, no, I'm all right. How do you do, by the way?
I'm fine. Fine. You don't have the flu? You weren't feeling it? I heard you were a little under the weather. Had a cold or something?
I was a little bit sick, you know. I went to the doctor. I was going to the doctor, you know, because I'm worried.
When you're sick, you go to the doctor?
Yeah, or even when I'm not. You know what?
Yeah, that's right.
Even when I'm not, I'm worried. I'm like, maybe today I'll get, like, bowel cancer or something, you know? Like, I get concerned. No, I swear, that might sound weird, but there actually is no such thing. I checked in the medical dictionary. But I go to this doctor, and he gives me, like, he always gives me these crazy things. And so he said, I want to, like, test out your body fat.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm a really skinny guy. Yeah. Like, my whole life I've been skinny. I've been self-conscious about it, you know? Self-conscious.
Right.
And I always had problems with those words. I always thought conscience.
I know.
Was conscious.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is not an elevator with Shriners, so just relax.
So the guy, I said, I don't need no body fat thing, man. I'm a really skinny guy. So he puts these calipers on me, you know, and he tests me out. Comes back, turns out I'm fat as well as skinny.
Seems unlikely, doesn't it?
Explain it to me. I'm skinny, but also fat. Like I'm basically bones and then fat. Around the bones. I have a horrible body. So the guy tells me, you got to get to one of them gyms.
Oh,
you know?
Start working out a little bit. Yeah.
So I go to the gym, and holy Lord, have you ever been to one of these?
No, I don't know.
They're crazy. Yeah. You got to, like, they got the weights, you know? Yeah. That's the big thing,
big
weights.
Weight machines, sure.
So you got to, like, lift the weight. It's really heavy. And then you got to put it down. Then afterwards, lift it again right away. And it's endless. It's like hundreds of lifting. And then afterwards, you're just like sore and you're not big at all. And I don't want to be big. I have no use for being big. Yeah. I'm just a guy. I watch some TV. I eat a fish sandwich. You know, I don't got to be big. You know, I don't need abs. You know, what am I going to do with abs? I could show them to my friends. I go, hey, look on my belly. What I got here? Some abs. What are you looking at?
Well, nothing. I'm just, but maybe if you worked out a little bit, perhaps Shriners would leave you alone. It wouldn't be a problem at all. Pump up a little.
Where do you live here, of course, in the city, because you're doing the show.
I live in New York City.
Yeah. This isn't a police interrogation. Are you sure? Where about? Where in the city do you live, approximately, not specifically? But...
I live at 56 between 8th and Broadway.
Okay, and what's your phone number? Just give me 7 digits. All right. Your neighbors nice people? The people that live around you?
Great people. Every day I meet somebody new, you know. Mm-hmm. This city's great because of the neighborly people, you know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor, interesting story, you know, that this guy... He just moved in, you know, next door to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
yeah, because, you know, so I went over to the guy, knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir? You know, if you don't mind me asking. You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you're likely to have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married. I said, yes, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh? And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of Scylla something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right? What great stuff you can learn at that University of Science there.
And then the guy, get this. Get this.
There's more.
This gay guy invites me to have a chicken at his place.
That's some kind of euphemism. Watch out. All right. Saturday Night Live.
And you know, you kind of surprised me because you did MTV Beach House recently, and you know, there's a certain kind of person you expect to show up on the MTV Beach House, and I hear, we'll be right back with MTV Beach House, our special guest, Norm MacDonald. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
It's this...
What was that?
It's this show on MTV, right?
I know.
And it's at a beach.
It's at a beach.
And they don't script anything. Like, you know, they do, like, anyway, so the dude, the host, was like, hey, Norm, do you mind wearing a pair of trunks, you know, bathing trunks? And I go, no, I don't want to wear that, you know, because I'm like, my body's like all weird looking and everything. And everybody else is super hot ladies and super hot men, you know, I don't, you know, whatever.
Whatever you, wow, got an issue about that. All right, go ahead.
So I'm on the show, right? So they're saying, hey, come on, seriously, put on the trunks. I'm like, no, man, I don't want to. So then they think this will be funny. They go, hey, we're going to show you a fashion show. Some dudes will come out, you know, and show you, you see what you think. I go, what? So all of a sudden, these 3 dudes come out, right, dancing around in their thongs and shorts and everything.
They're wearing thongs or shorts? Which one?
Bathing trunks, but some of them are like thongs where you can see their dirty arses. So I'm like watching it, you know, and I'm like, oh, man.
Chaucer. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm like, oh, I guess it is.
Okay, go ahead.
English. So I said, you know, oh, yeah, no, I'm pretending to go, oh, yeah, that's funny, right? And
you do a lot of that at MTV, yeah.
So then the guy, the host, he goes to this one guy who was very, very, very gay. He goes,
what? How do you know that?
No, I mean,
you had a sign?
Yeah, he looked very, very gay. He says to this dude, he says, hey, I'll give you $20 if you lap dance on Norm. You know what I mean?
Right.
All of a sudden, this dude like, hey, $20. I guess he didn't have much money. Starts running towards me, right? So I look up. Here's this nude, almost nude dude running towards me, right? So I think in my head, okay, man, pretty soon the guy's going to be writhing around on my lap with his ass, you know? And I don't want that on TV, you know, forever.
No, it's okay to talk about it, but you don't want to see it.
Right. They videotape that, and it's there forever. So, meanwhile, what can I do? You know, you can't hit a guy because it looks bad. You know what I mean? You know? Even though, of course, a woman could hit a naked guy running at him.
Sure, that's okay.
But a man can't hit him. Yeah. So I have to think fast. It's only a second. So I bolt. I take off, right?
You started running, too?
Yeah, running down the beach.
The guy catch you or no?
Yeah, and then I had to come back on. They're like, oh, Mr. Homophobic. I won't let a guy grind his ass into you.
You got to work on that.
But here's the problem with taking pictures. Yeah. Photographers are largely flamboyantly gay.
Right.
And so then when they take... a good look for them is a flamboyantly gay look.
Right.
So when they take your picture, you know, they want you to look flamboyantly gay, and then you're like, can I look a little less flamboyantly gay? And they're like, no, this is good. I'm like, I'm wearing a dress.
Well, again, it's tonight and tomorrow night. The Comedy Works in Larimer Square. Thanks so much for toughing it out
man.
without coffee. It's great to meet you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, on over.
Excellent suit.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
I
just
like that one.
Brand new. Oh my. Let's get back over to Angie and Chris, please.
Wait a minute. Norm, what is wrong, Norm, with flamboyantly gay?
Yeah.
I ask you.
I ask you, Norm.
Ooh, hit a little close to home this morning, didn't it?
Did you see this outfit? Did you see this thing?
This is what you should have worn for the headshot, Norm. Come on. Panache.
It is cool.
Huh? Come on.
You wore that between what he's wearing now and ending up in the dress. That was halfway.
It is cool.
Norm could have worn this.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Hey, Johnny Weir called. He wants his outfit back.
Oh, hey now. He's talking to you, too, not me.
I don't know who he's talking to.
I don't know. Maybe he is talking to me. Because Johnny Weir looked fabulous in this.
Look good in either one of these outfits.
Yeah,
If this was a memoir, if this were a memoir,
yeah,
I would put juicy things from my own life.
Right, right. Like what kind of things would you put in there that nobody knows?
Well, I guess the biggest thing that nobody knows about me is I'm a deeply closeted gay man.
What? I mean, that's, you're a gay man?
I'm not gay. I said I'm deeply closeted. I'm as straight as an arrow.
So you're a gay man who won't admit it?
No. Do you know what deeply closeted means?
Yeah.
It means a man who will not acknowledge that he's gay.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, I'm not gay. I got a wife. You got a wife? I just got married because I thought go through that charade, keep appearances up.
Oh, yeah. Trump?
I didn't mean Trump. I guess I feel as a closeted gay man living in a deeply, like a sham of a marriage, I have the right to say more, but I guess I don't. You know, on your last show, I came out as a deeply closeted gay man.
Yeah.
And I'm not gay. But David, on one time, this is a true story, and Dave, you'll attest to this, bought me a beautiful leather jacket.
Oh, that's right.
Well out of my price range.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm no one to take charity.
You're doing like a Mark Twain one-man show. Yeah. All alone in the back. What do we got? I'm not one to take charity.
I'm saying I sucked him off.
Surprise ending.
You're making me out to be Hal Holbrook over here.
What's something people don't know about you?
I'm a deeply closeted gay guy.
No kidding.
Well, I'm not coming out, though.
Wait a minute. What are you revealing here today?
I'm not revealing anything. I'm saying I'm deeply closeted.
Well, that means you're gay.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Why would I say that? I'm deeply closeted.
No, but That means you're very, very gay, but you don't want to come out. You're so closeted.
That I refuse to say I'm gay.
Right.
Exactly.
But doesn't that mean you're gay?
Hey, easy, buddy.
Oh, this book will reveal much.
Now, Norm, when I was young, very young, there was a guy on Peyton Place that Chris Connolly played, Norman, you know, and he was kind of like a deeply closeted man. And then there was Norman Bates, Norm from Cheers. They were all fools or deeply closeted homosexuals. Norman, Where Are You? Starring
That was
Red
a funny
Fox.
play.
Yeah. So
Norman, Is That You?
Norman, Is That You?
That was a funny play.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's the punchline of that play.
Yes, and he's gay.
Yeah.
So anyways, you know, you see enough of these deeply closeted gay guys named Norm, all of a sudden you go, wait a second, am I deeply closeted?
In fact, you admitted earlier in this interview that you are.
I admitted that I was deeply closeted, but I will never admit I'm gay.
So you're deeply closeted about what?
Being gay.
And now a correction to a story we ran last week. Prince Charles is actually the one in the middle. In the wake of the verdict, angry Menendez defense attorney Leslie Abramson said the jury simply chose not to believe the brothers' excuse that they had been sexually abused by their father, and says she knows why. Quote, "It's because my clients are black." And the Pope came out with a book this week, which contains a series of essays examining faith and morality in today's secular world and the changing role of the Catholic Church as it approaches the 21st century. The book is entitled, God Himself Told Me That O.J. is Guilty. In an interview in this month's Vanity Fair, actor Tom Cruise attempts to end once and for all rumors that he is gay. In an interview this week, Bob Dole said he is strong enough to handle the pain of losing the presidential election, although he did admit that the shock of winning would give him a giant heart attack. A study on weight loss revealed this week that women who participate in a weekly diet program lost 50% more weight, snacked less, and bought more fruits and vegetables than women in general, which just goes to prove my new theory. Richard Simmons is gay. According to an obscure 14th century law, British Army Captain James Hewitt could be hanged for having an affair with Princess Diana. The punishment for having sex with Princess Diana is death. The punishment for having sex with Princess Anne is having sex with Princess Anne. Demi Moore is wrapped filming on G.I. Jane, in which she plays a Navy SEAL combat officer. Moore says that in contrast to other Hollywood portrayals of women in the military, her character will have giant breasts. And finally, John Wayne Bobbitt is going to be an adult film star. He has been signed to play himself in the John Wayne Bobbitt story. The part of his severed penis will be portrayed by Pauly Shore. F. Lee Bailey said this week that if the defense only knew what Ron Goldman's last words were, they might be able to find the real killer. You know, if you ask me, Goldman's last words were probably, hey, you're O.J. Simpson. Last week on Larry King Live, Marlon Brando made the shocking statement that Hollywood is, quote, run by Jews. In response, outraged Jewish organizations made it snow in New York in April. 130 years after the Civil War, the state of Mississippi has finally voted to abolish slavery. Representatives say they would have liked to have done it sooner, but they were delayed due to some awfully big cotton crops. They had some kind of big cotton thing. All right. 4 Pittsburgh children were found in a house strewn with garbage and human waste after they'd been abandoned by their parents for 2 weeks. The couple was charged with child endangerment, but to their credit, they did bring the children a present. A t-shirt that reads, My parents left me for 2 weeks in a house full of human waste, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. Finally, folks, next week, Jews everywhere will be celebrating the holiday of Yom Kippur, or as non-Jews refer to it, Wednesday. This week, President Clinton played golf with ex-presidents Gerald Ford and George Bush. Bush hit an old lady in the face with a golf ball, giving her a broken nose and 10 stitches. But don't be impressed, it took him 5 strokes to do it. And finally, in honor of the 50th anniversary of their first publication, Random House will be releasing special commemorative issues of many Dr. Seuss classics. The first to hit the bookshelves will be Green Eggs and Ham and O.J. is Guilty. This week, a court banned gays from marching in Boston's St. Patrick's Day parade, but they will still allow them to be beaten up by drunken Irish guys. Last night, the epic disaster film Twister opened to big box office and some controversy. The Reverend Jesse Jackson has called for a boycott of the movie, claiming that not enough black people in the film are killed by tornadoes. Finally, in entertainment news, there are rumors that actor Don Johnson is dating 71-year-old San Francisco socialite Denise Hale. An observer who spotted the couple necking in a restaurant will have trouble getting an erection for the rest of his life. Washington Power to some Mary Madeline and James Carville are expecting their first baby in July. No one knows if the baby will be a Democrat or a Republican, but doctors are sure of one thing. It will be weird looking. And it's been reported that Keanu Reeves is engaged to actress Amanda Decadina. Asked to comment, Keanu said, "What? I thought I was gay. I'd always heard I was gay." Drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do, do you? No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women. This week, Disney released a new CD featuring a rapping Mickey Mouse. To avoid controversy, the CD will not include the controversial hit single, Cat Killer. Beginning in March, DC Comics will change Superman's traditional red and blue costume to a new form-fitting bodysuit. The problem with the old costume? Not gay enough. What the hell's going on in the country? That's not Superman. According to the EPA, it will cost an estimated $295 million to clean up toxic waste at the former Lockheed Martin military aircraft plant in California. The cause of the toxic waste? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. A blind man felt Princess Diana's face last week and said she is the prettiest woman I've ever seen. He then picked up a toilet plunger and said, "Thank you for this royal scepter. I shall treasure it always." This week, President Clinton made history when he nominated Madeleine Albright to be first female Secretary of State. Responding to critics who say that she is not the best choice, the president insisted, quote, "She looks a lot better after a couple of drinks." Visitors to New York's Times Square this winter are in for a bit of a surprise. Crazy people will be shooting at them. O.J. Simpson's new fitness video was released this week, and hitting the shelves next week, Simpson's newest video, Dorf on Stalking. Does President Clinton have a bent penis? Well, according to a doctor who examined him last week, the president's genitals are, quote, completely 100% normal. It should be noted, however, that the doctor who examined him also has a bent penis.
Before I let you go, did you date Julia Roberts?
Listen, Dan, a feller doesn't...
No, dating doesn't, tell me anything other than maybe you went out and had dinner. Did you date Julia Roberts?
I've met her.
Have you kissed her?
Oh God, man! What kind of filth is this?
Wait, look what you said earlier in this interview, and I'm filth because I said, "Did you make out with Julia Roberts?"
Oh my God! Now you see how you keep pushing it up. You keep wanting more.
I'll take that as a yes.
Nah, listen, she's a sweet lady.
Did you love her?
What?
Did you love her?
Are you? Pretty soon you're going to be asking me if I laid down with her. Good Lord.
Did you love her?
Oh my God! You remind me of?
No.
You remind me of a young, I don't know, a young Ring Lardner.
Ring Lardner. Well, that's playing to my demo here. Come on, Noah.
You remind me of a young W.C. Hines.
Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett.
I was going to say I really liked him right away. I just saw him, I felt like I understood him a different way, and I felt like deep down he was actually very, very shy,
Oh, yeah.
Right, don't you
Very
think?
shy. And sweet.
And so sweet,
Yeah.
so sensitive. I was saying, so when you lost your dad, Dave, and you were talking about that, I'm sure he really was like wanting to make you feel so good and so sweet and thoughtful, and probably thought deeply about that that's how he would approach it. Oh, I was going to say before, I think in the last, 13, 14 years, he got, as you said, Conan, he was reading 4 or 5 books at a time, Russian literature. Mark Twain was his favorite author. He loved Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. But he got really into reading about God and Christianity.
Oh, yeah.
And really wanting to understand God.
Where he's headed.
Feeling maybe close to death.
Yeah,
or
sure.
thinking about death, but really, really wanting to understand God.
Al Roker.
I was saying, I saw him at the SNL 40th, and I didn't know he had cancer or anything, but I remember as soon as he saw me, he was like, "I love you, Molly." Just he blurted out right away.
Yeah.
And I think I was like, oh, I just had a sense of like, I could feel that he had this kind of urgency to say exactly what was on his mind in the moment.
Right.
Because maybe he'll never have that moment again. And I was like, oh, something's different with Norm.
Nah, nice to see you there, Courtney.
I'm tired.
You're tired. Oh, Courtney, Jesus. Come on there.
Help me, Lord.
Come on, yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, help me.
I'm trying to help you
Help
out,
me,
Courtney.
help me. Get off of me!
No, okay.
Get off of me.
Okay, I will, Courtney.
All right.
All right, wow. Yeah.